everyone.
Hello.
Oh my goodness. Guess what we're playing today?
Yuri.
We are correct.
Video game.
Let's
see.
What else? Tell me.
There's a number involved. It's gay. I don't know.
It involves punching babies.
A scorpion.
Yeah. There's a guy holding a scale. There's a lion. It's me. Am I Rinka? I should just get like some dark hair and mix it with my light hair, and that's
and then you'll be Rinka.
She fatal on my 12 till I rack my brain trying to understand this whole story. She fatal on my 12. Yep. So last time, do you remember what? Oops. Where's the game? Oh, here's the game.
Oh no, you gotta put the game on the TV.
This Is it working? Oh, what the heck?
Not on the TV.
What the heck? Try again. Okay. Oh, there. Hey.
Figure it out. You have to plug it in the HDMI cable.
Gray-haired kid that exploded. Yes, that was a couple episodes ago.
That was a while ago.
That was a little while ago, but that's true. That did happen. I can't believe. Oh, okay. So I remember that Miharu really actually confessed her love, even though she's been saying she loves her this whole time. She daisuki, but now she daisuki.
And now Rinka like finally gets it.
Yeah, she gets it. It's aishiteru, not daisuki. Aishiteru.
Not like tomodachi daisuki.
No, not tomodachi.
Like,
koibito daisuki. She does the koibito daisuki on her. I'm still trying to remember flip and flip spin. Yeah, flip
that was
flip
a couple streams ago.
Yeah. So we're we've been telling Daigo to nix things, to go get stuff for us.
Yes. We're already teaching Daigo to
steal stuff for us. Yeah. So she gave her the real actual confession, and Rinka has to think about it. She's been thinking about it for this whole time.
She's gonna wait until I guess her girlfriend's almost dead.
Yeah. She voted out Scale Johnson.
Oh yeah.
John Johnson. Scale Jane Johnson.
So now there's only 5 people.
There's Rinka, Miharu, Alan Scorpion, Federico.
Is that it?
Is there only 4 left?
Whoa.
Wait, I feel like we're missing one. Are we missing one? Scale died.
Yeah.
She died.
Odette died. You have Alan Scorpion.
1, 2, 3. 4. Yeah, wow. We're on the last stretch of the game, I think. You thought Daigo had a fetch? Apparently that's how you tech dogs to pick up things. Oh. God, we hate Scale. We do, and that dude would have slept... Or that dude admitted he would have slept with a minor. Federico is not good. He is not. I mean, Odette is also not good.
They're not good influences.
Yeah, no, they are basically horrible people that wants to sleep with minors, and that is not cool.
Yeah.
So, so what did she forget that was like so important? Oh yeah, that she had dreams.
She had a dream about when she was little, how she first met Miharu.
Oh yeah. You're right. They were so cute.
Yeah,
oh, I want to see the little babies. Oh, okay, no.
Doesn't go that far back.
Yeah, no, doesn't go that far back. Gato. There's also, I guess we learned about Scale's like, shitty past. Mm-hmm. How he was like a photographer and his brother was like an athlete or something like that. Yeah, I don't know. Well, not very sympathetic.
It's not really important.
Yeah. Okay, shall we continue then?
Sure.
He's not here. He isn't. Yeah. It's true. Mm-hmm. Can't believe I forgot something that important. I really am horrible talking about meeting Miharu as a youngin'. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, she was the one who says she talks with Boku and she like Miharu? Yeah, and they were supposed to meet on that playground again, and she was like, I have to move, and she was like, oh, and then she's like, okay, bye. She's like, okay, bye.
Okay.
But they just sat together saying nothing. Mm-hmm. I wonder if Miharu remembers those days. Oh yeah, Miharu was also yeah. Oh yeah, shit! I forgot about that. She's like Parka has been living literally rent free in her head since she was a baby.
Because she was like 0 years old.
Yeah, she was like 0 years old,
yeah.
and also like so she was participating in the Fatal 12. Yeah. But then or what's it called? Divine Selection. But like everybody protected her, including Rinka's parents. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so, yeah, she's literally been living rent-free in her head. Then again, it's Miharu we're talking about. She definitely does. Does that mean that when they met when they were kids, Miharu had Parka just, like, sitting in the back of her head being like, that's your girlfriend. She's like, ooh, get her. Converse with me, child. Goo goo gaga. This will be a thrilling conversation. Can you imagine?
Parka's like, no.
Yeah. Can you imagine all the shitty decisions that Miharu made and Parka was there to witness all of them? Yeah.
Oh, and she's just sitting there like Miharu's like 2 years old and she's like, stop.
She's like, oh my god, this
kid isn't gonna shut up. I'm so tired.
Maybe she did. Maybe that's why she was such a quiet child.
Oh.
Maybe Parka shut her up. She gave her an education in her brain. Can you imagine? Every time she goes to sleep, she just like gives her, I don't know, tutoring lessons in morality and shit.
Hey, you can't just take other people's things without asking them.
How does this sound? A revolver clock of fate. She probably noticed that I'd forgotten and decided not to bring it up. Those events feel heavier than her confession somehow. In fact, it might even be possible that she's liked me ever since those days. Aww.
That's cute.
It's possible and likely. If Miharu pooped as a baby, do you think it smells like her its way into her brain? Is Parka like, you know those characters in Inside Out, like joy and like sadness? Do you think that she's just watching on the TV? They're watching
like on her brain, she like has popcorn.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm a spectator to this
child. But then it's like if
incompetent.
It's like if what's the character's name in Inside Out, the main girl?
Which one? Oh, Riley.
Riley. It's like if Riley could like visit joy and sadness like when she's sleeping
and hang out with her
and like hang out with
sleep.
her in the Okay.
And joy is like really depressing.
Yeah, no. Or Joy was just more selfish.
Yeah.
Or like she was like hanging out with like what's the Disgust one? Disgust? The green one?
The green one was
Is she Disgust?
I think she was or maybe she was Disgust. What
was
the purple one?
The purple one was fear? Anxiety? Fear. Yeah.
Anxiety's in the new one.
I want to see the new one. When does it come out?
September? October? I think.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
We should watch Deadpool and watch the new Deadpool movie.
Sure.
We should get you to watch the first two Deadpool movies.
Yay,
and then we watch the
movies
the
cannot
third
watch as a
Deadpool.
child.
Yeah, because they're raunchy. Maybe I'm thinking too highly of myself, but it would explain why she hates saying goodbye. Aww. Like sayonara goodbye. She likes saying mata ne.
Aww.
Inside Out 2 came out 2 months ago? What? Really? Inside Out 2. Oh, shit.
Oh. Maybe
June?
Maybe it's Disney Plus I'm thinking about.
Oh, maybe. When does it come out on Disney Plus?
I don't know.
Oh.
Type in Disney Plus. Like.
Disney Plus. And late September. I think we could just watch it in theater.
Yeah.
Theater since the 14th. We are not keeping up. I think we had a slew or like a stretch of like bad movies that we watched in a row, and then we were like, let's stop going out to watch movies.
Yeah.
New Deadpool is really good. Okay, good. I mean, I like the first two Deadpools. Also, they were filmed in Vancouver.
Ooh.
And that's like one of those things that like, ooh.
So fitting.
I love it when things are filmed in Vancouver.
It's like most things are filmed in Vancouver.
A lot of things are filmed in Vancouver. Haven't watched the second movie, but I heard it's twice as emotional as the first film. Oh, okay. Why would you tell me that? Why would you like set my expectations like that? Okay, new Deadpool. Also, my expectations are set high. I hope it gets blown out of the water.
Yeah.
Okay, hate saying goodbye. Still need to give her an answer. Yes, you do. And the answer better be yes.
I mean, I don't know what you're in a Yuri visual novel. I don't know what other answer you're
This is the route we're going for, Rinka. Come on, keep up. Feel my cheeks heat up as I recall her confession. It's almost been a week. I wonder if there's a time limit or something for people on the receiving end of the confession. It'd help if someone told me. How did you feel about my confession? I guess I just kissed you.
I didn't get a time limit on that.
You didn't.
But I didn't either.
You were just like, ah! And I was also like, ah! I'll put it off for just a bit longer. If she asks about it, I'll apologize and explain and still not give her an answer. Alan and Federico are still at large, so I don't want to answer her until I settle things with them.
What? That's gonna be so long from now.
Yeah, like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Morning, Rennie. Coming to school every Monday has been something of a cathartic experience for me lately. It's proof that I'm able to live and see another week on my own terms. Rinka's always like all about being her own boss
being
now.
like alive, making her own decisions. Mm-hmm. I came to school because I chose to.
Yeah, because I'm living the life I was destined to live.
It's my destiny to come to school. But the destiny that I chose.
It wasn't fate who decided. It was me who has free will who decided this.
Who decides I must go to mandated public education.
Imagine trying to sue some in the shadows guy trying to manipulate shit and your name is fucking Alan.
Alan Scorpion.
Alan Scorpion.
The name that he chose.
Yeah, he didn't choose that name. He wasn't born with the last name Scorpion. It's proof that I'm able to live and see another week. Miharu is already there by the time I arrive, so we spend some time chatting until class starts. I'm not reading. So late as usual. Once lunch rolls around, I make my way to the rooftop as usual. Mao has 0 brain cells in her noggin. Meanwhile, Mao stays in class so she can finish up the homework that needs to be handed in during 5th period. Homework given to us last Tuesday, might I add. I think Mao is similar to me. I finished it the day we got it. Wow, Rika. So I get to chill and enjoy my lunch.
Overachiever.
After some small talk, I decided to bring up an important topic. Hey, Miharu. About what happened in the Court of Fate last night. Wow, she's just bringing it up with Mao just like hanging. Oh, Mao's finishing her homework. Yeah. I'm referring to the discussion between Federico and Parka about whether or not her vessel has access to her powers. Ooh. While it turns out that isn't the case, Parka did say that she retains the ability to alter fate, even from within her vessel. That statement seemed to take Miharu by surprise.
You already know my regret, so I'm fine with telling you. Parka likely knows my feelings for you as well. I dream about you every night.
She's seen my very erotic dreams about you. Sometimes they're lucid.
I see her there and I realize I'm in a dream, but I keep going.
Oh well, nothing's different from usual.
My surprise was from realizing that she may have had a hand in us meeting here at Amecha.
Apparently, Miharu had wanted to see me again ever since that day. I guess, like, if her feelings are being communicated to Parka, Parka's like, I gotta get these two together. I ship them. Apparently, Miharu had wanted to see me ever since that day. That never came about due to her family's circumstances, though. They moved to the countryside not long after our first meeting. And they did it because her dad caused an accident in which a child lost their life.
Oh. That's some heavy lore.
Oh. Wow. Not only did the family get ostracized by the locals, but they faced harassment as well. They refused to let Miharu attend the nearby elementary school with things like that. Once they moved to the countryside, they started using her mother's maiden name instead of her father's.
Oh, that's why it's different.
Yeah. Do you think Parka had to explain to me how two ladies would do the horizontal cha-cha? Hello. Oh, welcome back, Aura.
Hello, Aura.
The accident left her father mentally impaired and unable to hold a standard job. It eventually led to him committing suicide when she was in 6th grade.
My father couldn't bear to live with what he had done. Some say he was irresponsible, but I disagree. Of course, it turns out that I inherited his weakness.
Unaliving was Miharu's cause of death as well. I know this, but I've never asked why. It might be best that I never know in truth. Miharu continues her story. Her father's unaliving incited rumors of the accident he caused to spread. The results were even more fierce in such a small rural area. It led to her entire family having to move once again. Having returned to Tokyo, Miharu chose to enter Amecha because it offered scholarships to middle school students and it carried appeal to those wishing to attend college. She only knew my name at the time, so the chances of our meeting again were slim, especially when you consider that I wasn't a part of any clubs or particularly well known.
She's not like the famous VTuber Rinka or something.
Yeah. Even so, Miharu's wish to find me again never faltered. She figured she would have the best chance by going to school in Tokyo.
Just as I was ready to give up, we reunited in high school. You were somehow more cute and charming than I remembered. At first, I considered it nothing short of a miracle. But what if Parka altered fate, knowing how I felt about you?
Why would she bother?
So she could enjoy watching us struggle against one another, knowing full well that we'd both become participants.
Wow, she has a negative impression of Parka.
Let's not forget how high the standards are for Amecha compared to your midterm grades. There's no way you would have gotten accepted without a fairly big push from fate itself.
Wow, she's calling Rinka an idiot.
Wow.
What was that, a backhanded compliment? I figured she was joking at first as a way to lighten the mood. But judging by her reaction to my comments, she's serious. Ouch, my pride.
Oh, no.
Parka's just a Yuri version of Joshi? Yeah, I think we're also
call
the Yuri version of Fujoshi.
Joshi?
Hime Joshi?
I think they call it something like
we're
that.
Totally that. Yuri. I think my father was irresponsible. Personally, I think that kid deserved it. Ouch, my pride. Guess I can't blame her. She's been aware of my middling grades since my acceptance, but still. Being told I'm an idiot to my face sucks.
Jeez. Sorry. Now isn't the appropriate time to discuss this.
No, it's fine. You worry too much. I can do pretty well on exams if I actually put in the effort. Whatever.
Sure.
It's exactly what I did to get in here, so I'm not about to chalk it up to Parka's influence alone. Let's say she did have a hand in our reunion, though. The time we spent together since then is still ours. I'm confident in that claim. I chose this. There's no denying that fate can be, and has been, altered through divine selection. The results may not be perfect, but it's clear that there's a power we can't begin to comprehend at play. Still, that doesn't make the time we spent together meaningless.
Yeah, you're right. I must be worrying over nothing.
After saying that, she offers a pleasant smile. Her hair dances with a gentle breeze.
Whee!
I want to dance with somebody.
Incidentally, remember to study for finals. It might be hard for you, all things considered, but know that you have your whole life ahead of you after this is over with.
Remember to study for finals. You idiot.
Study hard because you're still gonna have to think about college.
Yeah, study hard because, you know.
Not studying is the same as giving up.
That's true.
Yeah.
Same to you, Miharu. My stance won't change. She's like, I don't need to study. I'm smart. You're not. You need to
I've
study.
never studied for a test before. I've gotten all A's.
What is studying? That's the problem, though, with high school and, like, the test being, like, you know, you're able to finish the test, I guess, without studying and get good grades still. But then once you get to college, you can't do that anymore. So Miharu, if she's one of those gifted students, she's gonna, like,
be screwed in college.
She's gonna get so screwed in college. Rinka, you dumb, stupid, cute Nimrod. Remember to study, please. The bell rings soon after. It goes to show.
Oh, sorry.
It goes to show how long we've been talking.
Can't date if you're held back a year.
She wasn't she held back a year? Isn't that why she's a year older?
Oh, in like middle school or something?
Yeah, probably when the father incident happened.
Yeah.
We clean up in a hurry and make our way to class. She never asked about my answer to her confession, despite our being alone. I feel bad about that.
Oh.
I study for 2 hours the night before the test. This is surely a safe strategy.
Surely.
Mishima Miharu watches Rinka from behind as they make their way back to the classroom. She's under the impression that Rinka has forgotten about their meeting when they were children. Her attitude makes it apparent that she remembers those events, but Miharu understands that either her confession or regret card triggered Rinka's memory.
Whoa.
What is happening?
How would she know that?
She is. Who is talking?
I mean, I guess it's from Miharu's perspective, even though it's in third person.
Oh. Rinka's forgotten about their meetings when they were children. Her attitude makes it apparent that she remembers those events, but Miharu understands either her confession. Okay. She doesn't mind if Rinka forgot, considering how long ago it was. In fact, it would be a bigger issue if she does remember, based on her attitude toward Miharu. Miharu is willing to forgive Rinka no matter what she does, though. More importantly, Miharu didn't actually recognize Rinka at first.
Oh.
Oh.
It's a flashback, I guess.
It was Miharu's first year at Amecha. She often found herself alone due to a lack of friends besides Mao. Her superb grades and looks caused others to avoid her for reasons only they understood. Oh my gosh, I'm so smart and beautiful, nobody wants to hang out with me. One day, soon after starting high school, she was on the rooftop by herself, as Mao had business elsewhere.
Aww.
The scars on her wrist were already present. Oh. However, due to being alone, she had forgotten to keep them out of sight. Didn't that hurt? The school year had just begun, so she didn't know the name of that girl. At first, she thought they might be from middle school due to their height, but the uniform ran counter to her assumption. Miharu made no attempt to answer their thoughtless question. She was panicking over the possibility of her wrist being seen. Doubly so due to the rumors that had begun to spread.
No.
Well, whatever. Not my business. I'm glad the rooftop's open to us, though. I was hoping to enjoy the breeze.
It sure is a weird thing to say to someone the first time you meet them.
Didn't that hurt? Ooh. That looks pretty bad. Are you okay?
You probably shouldn't do that.
You probably shouldn't do that. Your hands are gonna fall off. Wow, it's fucked up to just walk.
Yeah.
After they say that, they sit down right next to Miharu. Miharu swears to herself that she won't speak to them. She gazes towards the horizon instead. They never did try to say anything else to her, though. Miharu eventually caved and braved a glance at the girl. They were gazing into the distance as well. Something sparked within Miharu the moment she looked over. She knew she was right, and yet she couldn't bring herself to speak. Oh, there's the bell. Saying that, the girl stood up to leave. Much to Miharu's surprise, she found herself far too nervous to give any kind of response. Well, till next time. Well, till next time. That innocuous event was all it took to set Miharu free. Like gay? Like from the closet?
I love you.
I love you. Did you know? It only took her till that afternoon to learn that the girl's name was Shishima Rinka. And by the end of the day, they and Mao had become close enough to have lunch and go home together.
Oh, Mao is the connecting piece.
Yeah. Mao's everybody's friend.
She is.
Rinka has yet to give her an answer. Miharu is still able to smile whenever she looks at her despite that, however.
Oh, must be hard to wait for an answer from after a confession.
Yeah. I wouldn't be patient enough. I'd be like you, and then they'd be like, oh. I mean, like for example, if you were like, oh, let me think about it. I'd be like, oh, I guess you don't like me. Okay, bye. Okay, guess we're not dating then. Bye. Head back home as soon as class is over. Miharu left in a hurry due to work, while Naomi has other things to do.
Wow, Naomi's just too busy for you.
Too busy. She's too cool now that we're not on her path anymore.
Naomi's too cool for us.
Yep. Mao's normally the one to ask if she wants to head home together, so I left without her. I hear the sound of someone racing up behind me on my way, though. Ready! I guess Mao has decided to chase after me. What's up? Hey, what's up?
What's up, girl?
You still haven't given Miharu an answer, have you? Nope. Well, that's very you of you. Shows that you're giving a lot of thought. I'm sure you have plenty else on your mind too, including unrelated stuff like divine selection. You know, also boys.
She's either like really like intuitive or like totally oblivious.
Have you given me an answer? You know, for a confession, but also boys. It's not that you don't want to give her an answer, right? It's just that you have other things to clear up first, right? Right. Right. So in that case, I'll do you a solid and tell her that it'll take you a bit longer.
This is coming out of nowhere.
Times like this makes me wonder if she really isn't involved in divine selection at all. I know deep down that she isn't, though. While she can seem dense at first blush, Mal can pick up on the most subtle cues. In fact, she might know more about us and the change in our behavior than we do ourselves. No worries, just leave it to Mal. Make sure you're set on your answer, even if it takes a while to find. Remember, nothing will change no matter how you respond, unless it's a no. Then shit. Whatever. Also, one of you is gonna die.
I already read the ending.
Well, I guess things would if you... Wait, we've had this conversation already. Oh yeah, might as well mention that Naurian's probably caught on by now too. Really? As real can be. Not that it matters though. See you tomorrow. Bye.
She's here to like catch Rinko up on all the plot points.
yeah. Rinko's like, what? What just happened? And then Mao's like, oh my gosh, you're too dense to understand, but it's okay. Mao's got you covered.
Let's just hurry up the plot a little
bit.
Yeah.
You dense protagonist. Let me get this started for you. Mao dashes off in front of me after saying her piece. There's no one who shows their consideration quite like Mao, although that was a huge relief for me. She made it clear that I have time to think and answer when I'm good and ready. My priority isn't how our relationship will develop moving forward. It's figuring out how to make sure we both survive. Oh, so she's not going to give her an answer until they're dead.
Right?
Maybe they'll just be dead together.
Well, that'll be romantic in its own way.
Ahoy, hoy, what's up, Hilda Good?
Hello.
I change into some clothes. I don't mind getting dirty when I get home. I change into some clothes, period. I don't mind getting dirty when I get home. Oh, you know what I didn't tweet after the original tweet of... Yeah, whatever.
Oh, no.
I guess I should do something. Hang on, let me do that.
Really quick.
Twitter.
Gotta tell everyone that
we are streaming. Streaming Fatal 12 right now. Please come watch.
Staying homesick after I bought tickets for a convention this weekend.
Oh no! Oh, I hope it
sorry.
wasn't PAX. I feel so sad for you.
Aw.
I mean, we're not going to PAX either, so
No.
you can hang out with us. I'll probably play Star Wars Outlaws tomorrow.
Ooh,
You know,
yeah.
I would want to do that. That
Yeah.
sounds fun. So you can hang out with us. We're more fun than a convention anyway.
You can do both. You can be walking around PAX with our stream on background.
Oh, we can't go to PAX. We don't have any tickets to PAX.
Oh, or a way to get there, or someone to watch our dog.
We don't have any of those things.
I know. We're pretty far from a trip to PAX.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we were stream fiddled over now.
Thank you.
There you go. My gran asked me to do something for her, so today I'm keeping the store closed so I can finally get around to it. You know, after her being kidnapped and drugged and stuffed into a car and.
Yeah.
Now at SAC Anime, they let you hold tickets for the next one if you miss it, which is nice. Oh, that's nice.
Good. Yeah.
Cleaning her room, I mean. She'd planned on coming home this week for a bit, but that got canceled thanks to Scale. Yeah, right?
Wait. But Scale got selected, right? So
Yeah.
I wonder what the
They are not
retcon
very good
reason.
at that.
Yeah.
Or maybe she just it was
Fell or something.
or something, yeah. When she got another chance, was anyone's guess, so she asked me to clean her room for her. I actually got scolded for not having cleaned it already, but that's only because I thought it would be better not to mess with her stuff. I'll start cleaning it regularly after today. There's something else I need to do in here, though.
Back into the closet.
What else do you need to do in there? Fap? Oh, no.
Not your grandma's room.
Welcome home. Oh, this is you.
Welcome home and goodbye. Hopefully forever.
Miharu attempts to greet her customer as per usual, but she switches gears the moment she sees their face. I like to imagine that she's smiling the whole time. She's like, "Okaerinas, bye. Hopefully forever. Goodbye. I hate you.
I hate your guts. Never come back. I am calling the police."
It's none other than Federico.
Ew.
The Federation of Federico.
Feder-yucko.
Ew, Feder. Icky. The fact that he's here means that he has business with her. She shows him to a seat and then brings him some water. And then spits in it.
No, because some people are into that.
Oh, no. Leaving him, she gets someone else to spit in it. A gross dude.
Some dude is spitting it.
No, she gets some water from someone else's table and gives it to him.
Here you go, an indirect kiss. Is you like so much?
Aw, gross. Isn't Federico not allowed within 500 yards of any of the MCs who like that is 100% true. Leaving him to another staff member is too risky, so she decides to wait on him herself. Gorgeous as ever, ain't ya? When's your shift end?
Never at this rate. Shall I answer that by having my manager ban you for life?
I'm already banned from one place, so do me a favor and cut me some slack. Anyway, I'm only here to talk, so chill. It isn't hard for her to figure that he's referring to Milk Crown. She isn't aware of the specifics, but chances are it involved him getting blackout drunk. More importantly, something seems off about him to her. He seems far more composed than usual, almost like he has completely changed since she last saw him. What's up?
Nothing. Do you mind waiting another hour or so? We can talk during my break.
Also, you must pay for the admission for every hour that you are within this cafe.
This cafe has a one drink
drink per
hour requirements. Yeah. By the way.
Sure, works for me. Mind bringing me a wine list then?
We don't serve any wine here, I'm afraid. All we have is bitter coffee filled to the brim with a pretense of love.
Guess I'll have one of those then. He pulls out a book after giving his order. It's a book that seems unusual for a man like him, not on a visual level. The cover suits his image quite well, rather its contents. A collection of works from a famous painter. Miharu casts her mind back to when she and Odette went to an art exhibition focused on the very same artist.
Oh. Van Gogh or something?
Oh yeah, didn't she go? Oh yeah, that was Van Gogh, wasn't it? Cut off his ear. I retreat to my bedroom after an hour or so of cleaning. Dealing with 2 months worth of dust is tougher than expected. Lots of vacuuming. Not to mention the initial round of dusting. Doesn't help that she's got everything nice and organized, so I have to be extra careful. I'll need to do this on a regular basis. I'm about halfway done now, so it feels like an appropriate time to take a break. Gran.
Is that like A for Amecha?
Oh, it is an A. I had no idea what it was. I was like, what is this space? V. I give my thoughts a room to breathe. Cleaning her room doesn't bother me at all. It just hurts when I think that I won't see her here again for a while longer. In all honesty, I'd be lying if I said I don't hold a grudge against Scale for what he did. The sadness I feel over her not coming home far outweighs it, though. Okay, round 2. I guzzle half my sports drink before getting back to work.
Wow, she's so diligent cleaning by herself.
Yeah.
Struggle to clean with 2 people.
Meanwhile, oh my gosh, I spent so long today cleaning. I happen to have today off because of extra day off from work for the long weekend. I'm very lucky, I know. Thank you. But
So
I spent it all cleaning today and organizing. Oh my gosh. Why do I work on my off days? Alan Scorpion finds himself standing outside Lionhouse. A sign declaring its closure for the day causes him to sigh. Bad timing. While a common sight for the store's regulars, it's a spot of bad luck for Alan. He wants to discuss things properly with Rinka. He could do it over the phone, seeing he has her number, but he wants to see the look in her eyes as he does it. So be it. Alan abandons his plan and sets off to find somewhere else to satisfy his hunger.
Maybe to McDonald's or Wendy's.
I would like to go to a Burger King.
Sorry for the wait.
Federico has long since finished his coffee by the time Miharu comes over to see him. He closes the book and cuts to the chase. Tell me Alan Scorpion's cause of death. The contrast between him doing this and his typical attitude takes Miharu aback. Federico notices this, but opts not to address it. We made an agreement that you'd tell us after you was eliminated. Things might have gotten a bit muddled with Odette going rogue and Scale trying to eliminate you, but I still have the right to know. His attitude continues to surprise her. She had him pegged as far more brash and careless person. The type that could never be truly be cruel to another. That impression remained firm even during the latest round of divine selection. He even seemed the same when he first arrived at the restaurant, but everything changed the moment he took his seat.
You have a point.
She takes a moment to think before answering. Ignoring him outright is one option, but he seems to hold no hostility toward her. Add in the fact that he seems worth talking to right now, and...
There are two issues I have with it, but this isn't quite the place to discuss either. Is there any way you can get yourself back into that bar's good graces?
Yes, you're right. Fine, I'll see what I can do. This is absolutely not the place to discuss anything related to divine selection. Miharu's confident he'll be able to sort something out, although the confidence she has in him perplexes her. After arranging to meet in 3 hours, Federico pays his bill and leaves.
Just came here to buy a coffee and then say we should meet at the bar.
I like how you chose Federico to sound like Joey Wheeler from Yu-Gi-Oh! Though. Thank you. It was a conscious choice. Mm-hmm. Phew. Night has fallen by the time I finished cleaning my grand's room. Night has fallen. I guess that makes sense. No. I mean, it depends. How long do you have to...
How big is the room?
Yeah, and how much do you have to clean? Like, nothing's changed in there. Room? Yeah. This dude looks like he'd be a third-rate duelist with a fourth-rate deck. Getting all out of the way today was a good call, at least. It looks nice and clean now. All that's left is to wash the windows on Saturday.
Wash the windows?
Wash the windows.
You don't even wash your own windows.
I don't know what washing windows means. I'll take a nice warm shower to wash off all the sweat and dust. Ideally, I'd follow that up by crawling into bed and sleeping, but there's something else I need to do first. I take a deep breath and turn my attention to a certain book. It really is the same. Whoa, it looks exactly the same as my card book.
What?
The one major difference is that this one is far more worn than mine, to the extent that it looks like it'll fall apart without proper care. The color and decorations on it are practically the same too, although hers feels somehow more unique than my card book, almost like it was handcrafted as opposed to being mass-produced. My gran was surprised when she saw my card book during my visit the other day. What? I recall sending her a photo of it back before I realized its purpose. She didn't seem concerned at the time, claiming that there might still be a similar book in her room. It wasn't until she saw the real thing that she remembered having one that looks the exact same.
Why does she have
a card book? Did her gran also survive divine selection?
Oh my god.
I think Ringa just finished the task and then said time for a break and then laid down her phone for 2 hours and she did another 30-minute cleaning task. Sounds like me. There's no way I would let that comment slip past. I asked if I could check it out while cleaning her room, which she agreed to. It took a little effort to find, considering she remembered where it was. What?
Took little effort to find.
Took little effort to find. I see. All I had to do was pull it out of a box from the bottom of her bookshelf and open it. This belongs to her great-great-grandmother.
Oh my god.
What?
Why is Rinka so involved with this?
Yeah. That's what she told me anyway. That would mean that this has been around for over 100 years. Makes sense considering its ragged condition. This book's history alone makes it a pretty important relic. With that in mind, I take a deep breath before opening it. Whoa. Its contents were all written in English, which doesn't surprise me. My gran revealed that her own gran was from England, making her a quarter English, which makes her a 16th English.
Whoa. I mean, she can read English, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I was kind of amazed that she never once brought that up in the 16 years we've spent together. I don't think my grandmother... Well, I think I'm 1/8 Chinese. And no one else brought it up with me. I had to find out through, like, ancestry.ca or whatever. Rinka is British. She is. When questioned about it, she replied that it's because I never thought to ask. Well,
it's an oddly specific thing to ask for.
Yeah, right. Not only does this mean I'm 1/16th English, but it apparently also explains the gold coloring in some of my hair.
It does not. That's not how genetics works.
In anime world, it does. Okay. Setting that aside, don't ask about it.
Somebody who like has a like English mom and a Japanese dad, like their hair would be half
split,
half gold and half black.
Yeah, it's one. It bloody does not. Setting that aside, she also said she never bothered to read the book because her grasp of English is poor, to put it nicely. It remained an important memento of her own gran, however, so she couldn't bring herself to throw it away. It's a diary. The first page is simple brown flyleaf. Page 2 is where the diary starts. It's all handwritten, although the ink is starting to fade here and there due to its age. Can't say I'm too familiar with English writing habits, but something about the penmanship tells me it was written by a woman. Sure. I don't believe that for 1 second. This would mean it's my great-great-grandmother's diary. I placed my card book next to the diary before reading it. I should be able to read it just fine thanks to the card book's effect.
What?
I think it has translative effects because...
Oh, because everyone
is in Japan. Yeah.
Sure.
Or not. It's kind of hard to parse when the writing's so faded. Takes me half an hour to make it through just 2 pages. I mean, that sounds like me trying to read Japanese. Yeah. The best comparison I can make is that it's like trying to read Japanese, except the kanji are all jumbled up.
As we, people reading this in English
yeah.
would know.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Not being able to make out certain phrases is what makes it hard to decipher, basically. Oh, thank you! Wow. What's up, Casey?
To the raid, Casey.
Disco Suit Curb Stomp Raid. Hey, welcome, Raiders. Hope you had a good stream. You're playing Yakuza Kiwami. Ooh, I hope you had a good time. We're playing Fatal 12 again, the game of the year 2018.
So far, it's got the Yuri.
It does have Yuri.
Make it a pretty strong contender.
Yeah, I mean, right.
Yeah.
From what I could get through, it seems like a regular diary. She talks about food she ate, who she talked to, that kind of stuff. I was right about it being written around 100 years ago, so it's pretty interesting to learn the cultural differences between the early 1900s and today. Whoa.
Wow, old book.
It'll take a while to get through the entire thing at this pace, though. Plus, it might not say anything related to divine selection at all.
I would just skip ahead and look for the word divine selection. Control F.
Control F? You can't Control F in your IRL book, Rinka. Playing my first Yakuza game was fun until the first chairman boss kept spamming grab attacks like I'm an FNGC locals. I can see why people like the series. Cool. I haven't played it yet. I should also it's been on my list of games that I want to play because everybody's like, oh, gang leader, you should totally play Yakuza. Also, you like Japan or something. And I was like, those things, true.
I've heard good things about the Yakuza series.
Mm-hmm. So. Very silly and fun, I approve. Nice. This game has an amazing cast of characters such as MC Girl who doesn't understand genetics, Custom OC Love Interest, please no steal, Custom OC Rival, please no steal, and P. Diddy's friend.
Which one's
P. Diddy's friend? Anyway,
yeah.
It might be best if I just check whether or not the diaries like this were sold at the time if I can't find anything relevant by flipping through. Guess I should give it some more time. I'll read it 1 more page tonight before bed, then a few more tomorrow. That should be enough to decide if it's worth perusing the rest. Or not.
I give it the 3-episode test.
3-episode
test. 3-chapter test.
Yeah. I noticed something curious while solidifying my plan. Oh, I almost forgot. This diary was made and given to me by my sister Diana for my birthday.
So it's Diana who maybe was involved? Yeah.
That explains my earlier thoughts, although I figured it was more due to time taking its toll on the book rather than its craftsmanship. Now I'm even more curious about the link between it and our card books. Definitely one of a kind. There was no internet back then, so they couldn't have published the design somewhere for others to easily replicate. The theory I had 10 minutes ago has already been proven wrong thanks to this. This diary might just have the answers I'm looking for. My gut is telling me I'm right. I doubt anyone would think otherwise when faced with these same mysteries. I had planned on studying tonight, but that can wait.
No studying for the finals.
No studying for finals.
I'm sorry, Miharu.
Sorry, Miharu.
I'm gonna get an F on my finals just to figure out this book.
It is slightly more important.
Yeah, it's about life or death.
Instead, I take the diary downstairs with me. I need the right environment to read through this beast. Yeah, can you imagine if your life depended on reading a light novel?
In
Japanese?
A light novel? I would. Yeah.
I would die the next day.
Like, oh, guess I'll die.
Guess I die then. Miharu finds herself at Milk Crown for the first time in around 2 weeks. Wow. While the idea of a high schooler visiting a bar like this is problematic in and of itself, Miharu has probably already become accustomed to it.
I think that line has come up every time Miharu's
It's not cool for a high school student to be in this bar.
But we're here anyway.
Yeah, we're here. I managed to smooth things out just as promised. Federico's already there by the time she arrives. He's wasting no time in buying a drink, it seems. The bar's lighting reflects off the amber liquid in his glass. We agreed that he'd let me back in if I bought some of the most expensive whiskey on the shelf. It's damn good. Want some? Pretty sure he'd let it slide. Offering alcohol to a minor that you're physically attracted to?
Wow, that's 2 strikes.
No.
Plus, like, whiskey as a first drink?
Oh, yeah.
What a waste of that really expensive whiskey.
Yeah, she'd be like, it burns.
I'm sure I made my intention to not drink clear last time. Sorry to disappoint, but could you just get me some milk?
Don't ask him to get it for you. It's gonna be roofied.
Oh, yeah. There's a roofie in my Milk Crown milk.
Oh, in my Milk Crown milk. Her decision leaves him visibly disappointed, leading to him and the bar owner clinking their glasses together on their own. Miharu sighs in response, as the owner doesn't seem to care at all that Federico had been barred once before, now that he's forking out a hefty sum for a drink. Right. Now for you and me to spend some quality time together.
Oh, please. Any more of that talk, and I might become allergic to you.
Federico's attitude while drinking is much more in line with her previous image of him. She feels an odd sense of relief over this. Oh well. You said there were 2 issues with revealing Alan's cause of death, right? Fill me in on those first.
Fine. The first issue is that I only know the contents of his cause of death card.
She goes on to explain that she doesn't know the details behind how it happened. This means that Federico will be unable to obtain a card even if she reveals it to him. Fine with me. I'm heading off to India soon to get as much info on him as I can.
Wow, he's taking this seriously.
Mm-hmm. Scale only gave me the most basic of the basics, so I'm going to visit his family and find out the details behind his cause of death and regret. Knowing the contents of the card itself will make that a whole lot easier.
Are you serious?
Damn right I am. It's the first thing Odette would do if she ever got stuck. Not like I can exactly imagine that ever happening to her in the first place. He urges her to tell him about the second issue. Before she can say anything more, he downs the rest of his drink and gets his glass refilled.
Alan is going to be eliminated whether or not you gather information on him. It's likely that he wants Rinka to be the one to do it.
Miharu had already heard about how Scale targeted Rinka's grandmother, and how it was Alan who saved her. It was easy for her to deduce that Alan felt some sort of attachment to Rinka, based on both that and what she had heard previously. At the same time, his actions didn't seem like like those of someone who intended to survive divine selection. That's so. Not really an issue for me. I've only got one goal now. Eliminate that asshole myself.
Rather stubborn, aren't you? You'd be much better off ignoring him and focusing on myself and Rinka.
Sorry, but I don't got no interest in you two right now. Unless it's your body, of course. Hey! Hey! Miharu can only think of one woman as she watches him laugh after making that comment. it leads her to understand why he felt like a different person before.
Either way, it doesn't hurt us to reveal his cause of death to you, and I'd rather not break our promise. It was poison. I don't know anything beyond that, but his fame shouldn't make it too hard to figure out. You'll be able to turn that into a card in no time.
Cheers to that. With that out of the way, hang out with me till I catch my flight in the morning.
I'll decline. Have you forgotten that I'm still in high school?
Yep.
Nope.
Nope. Miharu takes a breath before continuing.
However, I suppose I could force down another glass of milk. I'll stick around until I finish that.
There is a reason why she decides to say this. It's because she knows. She knows that this will be the last time she and Federico will ever cross paths in the real world.
Whoa.
Miharu goes straight to bed upon returning home. The next day, she manages to obtain Federico's regret card. What? She got it as she reflected on the events of the night before while taking a bath.
Oh.
What? What's his regret? Do we know? I want to know.
It was something about his...
Well, it changed.
Mother?
At first, right?
Oh, but it changed.
It did change.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. I feel about ready to collapse when I'm only about 1/6 through the diary.
Skip to the end.
Yeah.
It's about divine selection.
Yeah. I'm only 1/16. That's why it's got blonde streaks in this diary.
I've been crossing out the pages I finished with this highlighter. Just a big old X. I'm done with this page. X.
I've always been a slow reader, but I'm probably going twice as slow thanks to the faded writing. It's just your run-of-the-mill diary. That's about the only thing I can say after what I've read so far. I feel both guilty and slightly embarrassed reading it, since it feels like I'm peeking into someone else's life. Apparently, my great-great-grandmother's name was Linda. The vague similarities between it and my own name makes me feel a bond with her. Rinda. Yeah. Linda.
Some of the letters match up.
Rin is the similar part, and the so the da and the
yeah.
ka. Her dad was an English clockmaker. Oh, there's a point.
Oh.
I've acquired one of the greatest cereals I've ever had, strawberry-flavored Frosted Flakes. I've never had that before.
Yummy.
Both he and his wife moved to Japan before Linda was born. He visited Japan once before to instruct others about his craft and left quite a positive impression. The decision to move was a result of the company he previously instructed offering him a permanent position. Linda was born not long after they moved, and her younger sister Diana was followed the next year. I doubt that my gran remembers much about Diana. I'm just now noticing how well designed this diary is. My bias against the design, thanks to my card book, got in the way of that. She must have been a nice person if she was willing to make something this nice for her sister. The contents of the diary itself gave the impression that they got along well. Part of me feels a bit jealous since I don't have any siblings. Now that I think about it, Miharu and Naomi are the same. Mao has a younger brother, which makes her my only friend with a sibling.
Wow. All these lonely, only
found
children.
families.
Yeah.
Anyway. I close the diary after glancing at my clock. I make sure to be nice and gentle so the spine doesn't crumble. This will probably take me all week to get through. Having decided to pick up where I left off tomorrow, I head up to my room.
I mean, I guess if you're doing 1/6 per day, right?
Yeah, about 6 days.
About 6 days,
yeah. Can't believe I feel this good despite how much I drank. Can't believe Miharu went home after a drink, too. Next guy that falls for her is going to have a rough time, no doubt about it. That's why it's not a guy.
That's why no guys are going to fall for her.
Yep. Federico chats aloud on a near-empty train. What? Okay.
Himself?
Oh my gosh. His destination? The airport. Cool. He finds himself thinking back on his life during the ride. Born in southern Italy, his life was an amalgamation of failures. As a child, he was often bullied. He was as thin back then as he was now, only shorter. It left him with no real means to defend himself. His attempts at retaliation resulted only in further beatdowns, both physical and verbal.
Oh, he's bullied.
He became a child who knew the taste of defeat well. At the same time, his parents had settled on a divorce after dealing with a lot of friction. Federico wanted to stay with his mother. There was no deep reasoning behind it. He simply liked being around her more at the time. But even those feelings were linked to failure. The divorce was due to an affair on the mother's side. Naturally, Federico had no involvement in it, but he considered his choice a failure regardless. His mother opted to move in with the man she was seeing and eventually married him. The wedding ring wasn't something she left to Federico. He snatched it when it tumbled out of the garbage.
Oh.
The wedding ring of her...
To her
new husband? Or to her former husband. Even so, he couldn't bring himself to part with it, as it represented his desire to see her once more. 20 years later, he finally realized that it served to symbolize his inability to win his mother's love.
Oh.
What?
Okay.
What does that have to do with it? What? Funny how little I care now that it's gone. Who knows? Maybe she felt the same way when she tossed it. I get how she wasn't able to devote herself to one person now, too. The first time he started dating someone was just after entering high school. She was a frank girl, one who always dragged him around at her whim. While things appeared steady between them, it was all for nothing when she had to move away. Putting aside what he thought of those events, his high school life was nothing but failure even when he was no longer the target of bullying. He was surrounded by people far more skilled than him in the soccer club. No matter how hard he tried to surpass them, he could never manage it.
Just going through this guy's life.
I know.
Step by step, piece by piece.
Even when he put his all into studying, he was never once able to get the best grades in class. Compounding these with the failures of his childhood led Federico to become a child who would always hold himself back, not that he was aware of it. Much like how he was never aware of the misfortune that it continued to cause him later in life. His fear of failure led to his decision to not apply to any universities, a reality that he continually denied. Instead, he started up his own business. The choice was spurred on by his father's death, which left him with a fairly large inheritance. The business itself wasn't complicated. Anyone with a good amount of money could get on their hands could do it. He loaned money to those who were struggling, attached a hefty interest rate, and then collected what he was owed at a later date. He's a debt collector.
He's a shark.
Shark, yeah, loan shark. This guy's just unironically a giant loser. He is.
Kinda.
Of course, he made sure to choose his business partners well. People who couldn't inform the police of his activities due to their having multiple debts or criminal records. In other words, he had those who had experienced failure on an even greater level than him. There were a number of ways to deal with those who wouldn't pay up. He could force them to visit other loan sharks, lay claim to whatever valuables they had, or simply beat the money out of them. In terms of profit, he was doing somewhat well for himself, until he ran into an issue that money couldn't solve, that was. He had been conducting business in the Mafia's territory. Naturally, they weren't pleased. Those who crossed the Mafia were likely to be whacked with a snap of a finger.
Yeah, the Italian Mafia.
Yeah.
As one does.
I mean, yeah, haven't you seen, I don't know, what's in The Godfather? That freak of nature was way more intimidating than they ever were. Physically, at least. In the end, Federico's first ever business venture resulted in failure. There was only one way for him to escape his situation. He presented the profits he made to one of the Mafia's higher-ups and became a member himself. He never held any significant position there, but his abilities allowed him to bring a fair amount of money into the organization. He even began targeting landowners, convincing them to give up their land in exchange for social status. There was one issue, however. A majority of the money he made was funneled straight to the higher-ups, which ticked him off. That led to him laundering the organization's money by transferring it to a bank in Switzerland. He set his eyes on a certain shipping company, too, one that he dealt with before. Of course, it was no ordinary shipping company. They dealt in weapons, stolen goods, and much more. The boat itself was stateless, but its representative was a woman from France. They were effectively a group of independent mercenaries.
Oh.
Kind of amazing they let me in the first place. Let me on in the first place, now that I think about it. He's still talking to himself out loud,
yeah,
but without the context of
he's doing the anime protagonist.
Yeah. Zero redeeming qualities.
Have you seen, or maybe you showed me the video where it was like Death Note, but their inner monologue is cut out?
Yeah. Oh, that was so funny. I haven't even seen Death Note.
I don't know anything about Death Note, but it was funny because, 90% of that anime is just people thinking in their head.
Yeah.
So it's just like...
It's so
they
funny.
like say a random thing after like 5 minutes of silence.
It's like they're playing mahjong and he's like, pawn, kong, sumo.
And just like after like a minute, nani?
Yeah. After a minute. Having discussed things with the captain of the ship, that being Odette Malenkon, he settled on fleeing the country. The mafia itself was essentially a family-run business. We know he's gonna die next because
he's giving his life story.
He's giving his life story, yeah. Federico would never make it to the top in that environment, regardless of how hard he tried. Even so, all members had to make a blood oath upon joining. Were they to quit, all that awaited them was prison. Of course, one could not simply quit the mafia and expect to live. One does not simply quit the mafia. And thus, fearing failure once more, he chose to flee. Only for the ship to be targeted by pirates, leading to both his and Odette's death.
Wah wah.
Ain't nothing cool about being a loser even after dying. By reflecting on his past, Federico is able to lull himself to sleep until he arrives at his next stop. Wait, he went to sleep for one stop, but was talking to himself other than that?
He's lulling us to sleep.
Oh my gosh. His mind is only on one thing, to gather as much information about Alan as possible before returning to Japan on Sunday morning. But he has yet to notice. Though his life may have been steeped in failure, he's never given in. He's always struggled against that which most people simply accepted. Federico Carminati is no loser in the game of life. Actually, though.
But he did die.
He did. Hope he gets mugged or something. In Japan, that's not gonna happen.
Nah.
I make sure to open the store today after school. I've been feeling better now that my grand's room is all neat and tidy. Once closing time comes around, I go about my usual routine before bringing the diary downstairs to read it. Federico's no loser. Yes, he is. What the fuck? As always, I make sure to handle it with the utmost of care. And then I delve even deeper into the daily lives of Linda and Diana. Daily lives of, what's that Disney show? Cody and something.
Daily life of...
Zach and Cody? Cody and daily life of... You know.
I didn't watch it, I guess.
Yeah. Alan finds himself staying in a hotel today.
The Scorpion.
It isn't unusual for him to switch to one over the warehouse in Yokohama every now and then. The warehouse is perfectly fine for him. It does lack the facilities required to recharge his phone and laptop, however. Not that he can deny the pleasure that comes from sleeping in a comfortable bed. I couldn't bring myself to go today. While he had made the decision to visit Rinka yesterday, the store she was running was closed. Today, on the other hand, he simply couldn't bring himself to go.
What? He's scared of a little girl?
Yeah, he's like shy. If proof was needed for the butterfly effect of missing one's opportune moment, this would be it. It would have no influence on Alan under normal circumstances, yet he finds himself unable to operate as usual when it comes to Rinka. Oh no, he has a crush on her.
No.
My next chance will be my last. I will make her my wife. The sweet life of Zach and Cody. He collapses onto his bed and casts his mind to the first participant he eliminated. The woman.
Oh, yeah. We barely know anything about her.
Mm-hmm. Oh. You want to be her?
Sure. Hey, so you finally meet.
May 3rd, Sunday, 3 days following the juncture of causality. Alan had been called out to by a lone woman. Alan had received the explanation about divine selection from Parka by this point, but he chose not to go to Japan until after the first round. The woman standing before him was Chan-chan.
Chan-chan.
Chan-chan! She was the one that caused him to forgo his decision and instead come earlier.
It's weird because the whole rest of the visual novel, we just didn't know anything about her.
Yeah.
She died first.
Yeah, I guess that's great. Now we learn more of that. May 3rd, Sunday, a woman spoke to me. She must be eliminated immediately. It wasn't unusual for people he didn't know to request appointments with him considering his position. These requests were typically ignored, however. He had no choice but to take notice when she brought up divine selection over the phone. While still somewhat suspicious, it was here he learned that a small number of people found themselves in the same situation as him.
I'm so glad you came, Mr. Allen.
She stood a few meters away from him, her tone confident as they came. In Allen's eyes, she seemed like nothing more than an average woman in her early 20s. Her apparel was simple, about one would expect from someone on vacation. How do you know me? Rather, do you know that I am a participant in how do you know that I'm a participant in divine selection?
Come on. You know that you're famous, don't you? To answer your second question, sure, I'll fill you in. Just so happens that your name card was part of the initial cards I was dealt. Not many people with a strange name like yours, that's for sure. I've actually known you for a while, though. Do you remember a man named William Liu?
Doesn't ring a bell.
Figured as much. Bill, is part of an advertising company that works with yours. He said he's met you in person, but I guess Mr. Boss doesn't have time to remember the lowly faces of all his subcontractors.
You try remembering the faces of all 200 people you meet per day.
I don't even remember the people I work with. So.
Before to remember the scheduled appointment for cootie shots for all these icky girls. The more the woman spoke, the less Alan cared to be bothered. His hands are so claw-like all the time.
It's so veiny.
He was never very good with these types, the ones who gradually drifted off topic the longer they spoke. That's us.
Hey, he would hate our stream.
He would. He's like, oh my god, they're not continuing the game.
They've been on the same dialogue box for the past 10 minutes.
We stay on the same dialogue box for 10 minutes. Oh, what happens next? Stop. Why stop talking? What are you talking about then?
They're joking around. Someone just died.
Someone just died. Why are they giggling? This is serious. They're ruining the atmosphere. Were she a regular businesswoman, he would have been long gone.
But yeah, so I'm Bill's fiancé.
Care to get to the point, Miss Chan?
Huh? How do you know my name? I don't remember telling you.
I recommend withholding your number if you plan to use an alias when phoning a company.
Excuse me?
After he said that, Alan took out a single card. Chan was quite familiar with the card's design. 6. Name. Chan. She wasn't aware of the significance behind the numeral yet, but it was clear that her own name was written on it. I'm afraid I've already borne witness to the moment a new card is produced.
Hey now! Isn't that cheating? What happened to protecting people's personal information?
Good old Indian powerhouse with his Russian accent. Alan Scorpion. It's just whatever. Alan remained silent in the face of her panic. He was aware that nothing would come from interacting with her as if things were normal.
It's just my name, though. Hard not to discover something so common. More importantly...
Chan, you fell to your death, correct?
No way. How'd you know?
It was simple, really. 6. Cause of death. Fell to their death. He was unable to determine who the card belonged to at the time, as he had yet to meet anyone else in the court of fate. However, he soon realized that each participant had an identifying numeral after he came to possess Chan's name card. He had anticipated this by nature of his personal cards containing the numeral 12, but with this he was able to confirm it. Once he knew that Chan was numeral 6, he decided he was able to link her cause of death and name.
Uh-oh! Don't tell me I just said something I shouldn't have.
Her carelessness was a source of irritation for Alan. One shouldn't make light of their name. Of course, that's advice you'll have to consider in the next life. Alan was already an atheist, but the teaching of his parents seemed to carry a lingering influence on him. Why is this dude such an asshole? Hi, you're Alan Scorpion, right? My father worked for your company. You fell to your death, right?
Huh? I don't know why you're acting like you know my regret, but...
You were mountain climbing with William while on vacation. It was nothing too difficult. More of a hike than a climb, really. What is happening? Oh, wow. Ubu, thank you so much. 28 months.
What?
Wow, that's
wow.
crazy.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Welcome back to the Platinum Pumas.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, yeah. More of a hike than a climb, really. However, curiosity got the better of you. It led you to veering off the designated route towards the cliff edge in hopes of a better view.
Huh? What? How could you know? Were you stalking me? Ugh, that's gross. I can't stand gloomy people like you, even if you have a handsome face. Besides, Bill's the only man for me.
She's going off topic. Like, oh my gosh, you're gross. It doesn't matter how beautiful you are. Bill's the only man for me, despite you being so hot.
Hot. And being so hot. Frying pans are hot. I burn myself on the ground.
Frying pans are hot. I burn myself on frying pans. As for how you fell to your death, I think it's fair to assume you slipped. Truly the definition for foolish for such a thing to happen after entering an off-limits area.
Shut it. Since you love talking so much, tell me how you know so much about me.
I can't tell you if you're clueless or if the panic is causing you to forget. Alan made sure to gather as much information on Chan as he could the moment he learned her name. He wasn't entirely convinced that divine selection was real, but the creation of the cards and the existence of a card book that removed all language barriers convinced him not to deny it outright. Information provided one with the upper hand when negotiating. That was the conclusion Alan had reached. Wait, does that mean if Rinka was to take an English test, she just aced it?
Yeah.
She doesn't need to study.
Yeah, exactly.
How about math? Can you translate math?
Maybe programming. Learn other languages and programming.
It was why he did everything he could to gather information on not only her, but her fiancé William as well. Though he wouldn't admit to such a thing. Half of what he told her was information she herself made public via rampant social media posts and updates. No. Wow. While the results of her fall had clearly been undone, it wasn't difficult for him to put the pieces together based on the information he had at hand.
Well, whatever. Let's put an end to this farce.
Chen wiped the sweat from her brow before whipping out a knife.
Jesus.
It was a butcher's knife around 20 centimeters in length. Her intent with it was clear as day.
I've got my life together with Bill waiting for me. I can't afford to die again.
She raises the knife before dashing toward Alan. Wait, oh yeah, they're a few meters away.
Oh.
A mere 5 meters separated them. She would reach him at her speed in an instant. Chen was confident in her speed thanks to her having played tennis since childhood. Wow, tennis. Tennis
helps you stab people.
She can't really stab with a butcher knife, right? No. She has to cleave. She must cleave. What's more, Alan was a stereotypical rich boy. He had no means to defend himself. Or so she thought. He teleports behind her nothing personnel kid. Were you not informed that participants cannot die via normal means? Alan dodged her with ease before twisting her wrist and stealing the knife from her grasp. He kept hold of her wrist, however, and brought the knife to rest against her neck.
Huh? How'd this happen? Let's take a time out, okay?
You must not believe what the goddess said, I take it. Not that I would believe it before I've seen proof.
Hang on a sec. This isn't looking good for me, is it? I mean, I'll die if he slices me up with that. But you'll become a murderer, you know.
Alan could hardly believe the words coming out of this woman's mouth after her own attempt to stab him. He knew that would be no point in calling her out for it, however. Would you like to be my test subject?
Don't. Please. Help! Someone help! Not too loud.
Don't do it too loud.
Yeah.
Disastrous hardly began to describe what transpired next. Just as Chan screamed, William leapt out of hiding. He attempted to jump Alan, but Alan used Chan as a human shield. William could make no move in that situation, so Alan threw the knife away and pushed Chan toward him. They both fell over as she slammed into him, causing Alan to look down on them both. Tonight is your final night with her, Mr. William. Spend it well. Saying that, he took out a third card. 6. Regret. Married life?
No.
Oh.
No. My regret.
You are without a doubt the most foolish participant among the 12. Alan had lost all interest in Chan by that point. He picked up the knife and tossed it back to them. Last thing he wanted was to raise suspicion by carrying it around when he'd only just arrived in Japan. Neither Chan nor William saw this as an opportunity either. Their instinctual fear of him had taken over. Not even a gun would make them feel as though they stood on equal footing with him. Alan had no interest in what they did following that event. This place may come in handy. But he slept there. Not only was it abandoned, but no one else seemed to be squatting there either. Neither too close nor too far from the city. Should everything check out over the next few days, he would use it as the basis of operations. Did Alan just dox Chan like 5 minutes after meeting her? Yeah.
He did some research before.
But now he's in the same hotel as Federico. Part of me can understand her desperation now, at least. Alan let his thoughts slip out as he stares at the hotel room ceiling.
Oh.
At least he's talking to himself in a private place.
Instead of on the train. Public.
2 hours after I begin reading, I've made it through another fifth of the diary, I guess. While the diary of a living girl through the end of the Meiji period is interesting in its own right, the structure is inherently different from a novel. That makes the process of reading it pretty tiring. I did come across an interesting tidbit, albeit one unrelated to Divine Selection. They had a black cat as well. It had a leisurely attitude and seemed to be more attached to Diana rather than Linda.
Wonder why.
Why?
Could be the same cat.
Oh. It would appear and disappear when it saw fit. By the sounds of it, it could have been Leith's great-great-grandcat. Aww. They had called the cat Leo, which was pretty similar to Leith. One diary entry was about how it stepped on a piece of broken glass, leaving a scar on the paw of its front right leg.
Aww.
That's funny. Leith has a scar on this front. I don't know. This is probably what she's gonna say. Yeah. Speak of the devil, it's Leith. Hey, you should watch out for broken glass. You haven't walked in some already, have you? Meow. I try to approach, but Leith runs off. Must have sensed something annoying was about to happen. I assume it's fine if it can still sprint like that. Following that, I close the diary and head back to my room. Once in bed, I start to think about what I should do from here on out. Let's put things into perspective. I have 3 main concerns at the moment. 1, respond to my girlfriend. 2, have sex with my girlfriend. 3, survive with my girlfriend. First and most importantly, finding a means for both Miharu and me to survive. Yes. I've yet to reach a conclusion, but I'm sure that figuring out the mysteries behind Divine Selection itself is the right approach. I can't say for sure whether or not I've made any progress until I've finished reading Linda's diary. Second concern is gathering information on Alan. This is a difficult one as well, especially when I don't understand his goal. I know for a fact that he holds no hostility towards me, but I can hardly think he's willing to let me eliminate him just because of that. That's why I need to discuss things with him. I have no way to contact him, but something tells me he'll come to see me soon. My third and final concern is Federico. I know both his name and cause of death, but have nothing to go on for his regret. I never talked to him in person, so that makes things even more difficult. Never? Ever? Wow.
I only talked on...
Oh. Huh? Just then, I receive a text message. That's a really long ringtone for a text message, Renka. It should be just like, bottom, or it should like
keeps going off.
It's from Miharu. It just says, I've gathered all of Federico's information. My shift starts later tomorrow, so do you mind if I come to Lion House after school? The message itself is short. That's not a short message, it's a long-ass text message. But I can't help but be amazed at her perfect timing. I text back, that works for me.
All lowercase.
It's just like, okay. I figure I can use that time to talk to her about the diary as well. I haven't hit a dead end quite yet. Forcing myself to believe that, I set my mind on getting some sleep. Wow. How you doing?
Okay.
Yeah. I want to finish. I don't know how far we are from finish, but I want to at least get to the next Divine Selection. Yeah. We've only been streamed for like an hour.
Yeah.
I'm doing well.
Because we started late.
Yeah, you're right. Miharu and I head to Lion House once classes have ended.
Is Naomi not here today?
She had something else she needed to do, so I'll fill her in on anything important tomorrow. She's not in this visual novel anymore. We're not on the route. So
we erased her from the visual novel.
Yeah, basically, it's just you and me, and she's like our distant child. It's pretty rare for Miharu to ask about Naomi. Divine selection requires us to fight our own fate, but maybe that's changed her perspective on Naomi at some point. There wasn't much to what she said, but I could tell there was a slight difference in her attitude toward her. Anyway, it's just the two of us. Mao's probably told her that I'm waiting a bit longer before giving my answer, but even then, it still feels a bit awkward to be alone with her.
I know you haven't given me your answer yet, but want to make out?
Rinka's like, okay.
Just to try it out.
30 minutes after, maybe you'll figure it out. Maybe it'll convince you. 30 minutes after we arrive at Lionhouse, Miharu leaves for work. We didn't discuss much, but she told me how she met Federico Monday night and how she was able to deduce his regret from what they had talked about. It didn't happen right away, but everything fell into place on Tuesday night, which led to her being able to materialize the card.
Wow.
I didn't ask her about the card's contents, but I asked her to fill me in later, on the off chance that he's gathering information on me as well. He seems to have no intention of electing me according to her, but it can't hurt to be safe. I made sure to show Miharu the diary too. Its existence took her by surprise just as much as it did for me. I told her that I'd pass any worthwhile information over to her once I'm done reading it. Just before she left, she offered her thoughts on it.
That diary may just be the trump card we've been searching for.
There's no basis to her claim, but I happen to agree. After she left, I opened the store up for business. Oh, okay.
I feel like your biggest priority would be to read the diary.
Yeah.
But okay.
Skip school.
Yeah.
Morning, Mal. Morning, bitch. No. I definitely misread that. Oops. Blech. Too bad we got finals looming over us next week. Let's try and ignore that reality. Not to brag, but I haven't studied in the slightest ever since midterm. Not to brag.
Not to brag.
Now would have a morning mimosa while in class. A morning mimosa.
She would have like a
it's so chaotic.
Yeah, like a tea, tea infuser.
Oh yeah, she'd have kombucha.
But they'd be like, yeah, the alcoholic in there.
Midterms weren't much of an issue for me since they happened soon after Divine Selection began, but the same can't be said for finals. I actually considered using my card book to cheat my way through the English exam at least, but only total losers cheat.
Total losers.
It's a fact that I don't have the time to study though. That's when I receive a text message. You're not technically allowed to mess with your phone on campus, but I'll break that rule today.
On campus?
On campus. Yeah. It's from my gran. I heard that finals are coming up. Forget about the store for now and focus on studying. Make sure to send me your results too. She's psychic? What's up? Get scolded by your gran? I don't need you reading my mind as well.
Also, make sure you give an answer to that Miharu girl.
Ah, yes.
She has a pretty big crush on you.
Yeah, she's got pretty big tits, too. This is her grandmother.
I know you wouldn't let that opportunity pass you up.
Don't you want to shove your face in them and just motorboat the hell out of those titties? I know I would.
I'd tap that hot dog.
A mere employee can't ignore their boss's orders. No gritty beyond was only 17. It's impossible to keep this store going without keeping in contact with her too. Running the store serves as a nice change of pace, so now I'm just depressed.
Okay.
Oh. Because she can't run the store instead of studying. Yeah, she doesn't want to study. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'll keep reading the diary as usual, but I guess I can avoid failing if I use the time I normally would on the store for studying. In the worst case scenario, I'll ignore English and use my card book. No, bad Rinka. Regular life sure can be difficult, but this is the life I chose, and I am working hard for.
I am proud of my difficult regular life.
Once school has ended for the day, I return home to study. I put up an announcement about how the store will be officially closed until the week after next. Seems like one of my teachers got in touch with my gran after realizing that I probably wasn't studying this time around. How would they know? She bad scores or something on pop quizzes? I don't know. Yeah. They're aware of my circumstance at home, so I can understand why they'd get in contact. No teacher can ignore a student's poor grades. Yes, they can.
Yeah,
they do frequently.
All the time. Many teachers do.
I'll have to keep on top of studying once Divine Selection is over as well. Otherwise, I won't be allowed to keep running the store. Hey, Naomi, mind if we take a break?
Of course I mind. It's barely been half an hour since we started.
That's me. Rinka's just me. We sure are strict today.
Oh, sorry. It's just, well, I didn't quite realize how bad your studying habits are.
Actually, though, very true. I get bored after like half an hour of like... Not even half an hour, after like 20 minutes.
One is Japanese question.
I mean, okay, so Japanese, I can like listen to like an audiobook. Yeah. I listen to those lessons. I'm on like Pimsleur 4 of Japanese.
But doing like a workbook?
Oh, but doing a workbook? No. Writing? No. Oh. It was fun during entrance exams because I had a goal, but I can't find the same motivation for these regular tests.
That's a bit surprising, actually. Then again, you didn't exactly fare well on those English questions I quizzed you on before.
Naomi's been doing some considerable damage to my morale today. Not like I can blame her. Her upperclassman is acting pretty pathetic. Miharu has to work today, too. Makes me wonder when she finds the time to study, since she's also got Divine Selection to worry about.
Everyone has their strengths and weaknesses. Let's just focus on yours for now. I'll let you take a break after an hour.
Okay, let's do this. There's no point in avoiding it, so I decided to stick my head into some books. I used to study with Mao a lot during our first year, but we normally ended up just chatting. In that regard, properly studying with someone like this is a pretty novel experience. Same. How about you? Were you good at studying?
I think so.
What's
I usually just study on my own.
What's an example of like good studying habits?
Like making flashcards or
oh my god,
or making like a cheat sheet.
Oh god, so much effort. You didn't just read and like just glance at the main sentence per paragraph. That's what I did. Highlight every word. I don't want to disappoint Naomi either, so I'll focus at least for this first hour. You open your study material at 2 a.m., look through the past 4 weeks on content for an hour before bed. That's what I do. Hooray! That's also what I did. I mean, C's get degrees.
I mean, yeah. That's fair. Yeah, I got A's during school, and look where I am. No,
you're successful. Yeah, look at where you are. Degrees get monies. And A's also get degrees.
And same degrees.
C's get the same degrees.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I'm also successful. We're both successful.
We are. I knew you could do it. You've earned a little break now.
An hour and a half later, Naomi finally offers me entrance to the oasis known as a break. She offers me entrance to the oasis known as pussy. It was supposed to happen an hour at the 1 hour mark, but I couldn't bring myself to mention it when the time came. Hey, it's been an hour. I would totally mention it. I'd be like, it's been an hour. Bye. I'm done. Break time. Knowing her, she probably didn't want to interrupt me because she thought I was focused. Equally admirable and depressing, considering that wasn't the case at all. We spend the break talking and snacking.
Talking and snacking.
I want a snack. The topic switches to Divine Selection at some point. Tell her about how Miharu has gathered all of Federico's information and about the diary I've found. After mentioning it, I head upstairs to grab it. Ooh, suspense music. Only big brain like Nitori can successfully guide 7 goobers through 9 savages. Yeah. Wait, have we done 9?
Oh
yeah, I guess 9. Oh, 10.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
if you don't count like extreme primals or anything.
I guess I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, 9 savages.
Wow.
Good job.
I place it down right beside my card book. It looks almost like a before and after comparison. Here it is.
Wow, a book over a century old. It really does look the same as your card book too, and it's entirely handmade. No wonder we couldn't find anything about the design. Do you mind if I smell it?
Look at her face. Like the previous face was like, oh. And she's like, her hair went down. Huh?
Just a quick whiff. Oh, do I need to put on gloves or something before touching it?
I never bothered to do that, not even while reading it.
You might want to treat it with a bit more care.
She's in like book porn.
Also, do you mind if I read it once you're done?
I like that adjustment. You sure you want to when I'm going to talk about all about the contents after I'm done?
That's fine. Reading something this old is thrilling in and of itself.
Seeing Naomi this excited is pretty surprising. At the same time, I realize that the diary will be in peril if I leave it here. Back up to my room it goes. She couldn't keep her eyes off it as I took it away, too. Guess it puts just how much she loves books into perspective.
Sorry, I got a bit carried away.
Back to your normal self, I see. Let's keep studying. I guess those appearances of hers were like a once-in-a-lifetime thing. That said, we settle on another hour of hitting the books.
Rinka, what are you doing?
Hitting the books. Now he's gonna give the book back with water damage after the out of the shoes with it. We study until around 8 p.m., taking infrequent but always welcome breaks. That's how I feel.
I should probably get going now.
Naomi starts packing up to leave. She can't stop herself from smiling after learning just how much Rinka dislikes studying. It has no effect on her impression of Rinka, but seeing this side of her has been a nice surprise. To Naomi, the day was endless fun. Aww. Rinka's like, that was torture. What's more, a certain desire has continued to blossom within her as the days have gone by. What?
What kind of desire?
The desire for things to continue like this. For our memories of these days to remain intact. Naomi isn't a participant in divine selection. That's why her retaining her memories carries the same value as Rinka and Miharu's survival. There's no end to the burden caused by these feelings of hers. The desire to kiss ladies.
Would you like to study together tomorrow as well? No.
I'd love to. Mao and Miharu might join us too. Rinka gives her answer with a smile.
Great.
And Naomi responds in kind. I guess that's true. Doesn't matter what the contents are that you're studying if she has good studying habits that she can like pass along to someone else.
Studying how to study.
God, I need to study how to study. If I want to learn how to speak Japanese, I need to benkyou shimasu. Gamanshite. After exiting the Lionhouse, Naomi spots a nearby man muttering to himself. Shock overcomes her the moment she sees his face. Closed for several weeks. This isn't good. It's Alan Scorpion. Alan Scorpion! He's a George Numeral 12 in Divine Selection, one of the 4 remaining participants. Naomi has seen him once before at the hospital when dealing with Keiko. Punching babies.
Yeah, he's the baby puncher.
Banger Joe Cat reference, thank you. Keiko, the hospital. Uh-oh. Oh. She wouldn't have remembered that because Keiko got eliminated.
Yeah, she shouldn't remember that. But she remembers
does.
Alan because it involves Alan.
Oh. She's crying. The name Kamibuchi Keiko comes to mind to flash back the 2 disparate memories. One involves Naomi collapsing from anemia after paying a visit to the hospital. The other involves going to the hospital with Rinka to approach Keiko and learn more about her. Following this, she was attacked by Alan, who had the same goal in mind. What's more, the things she heard from Rinka are mixed into both memories. The confusion causes Naomi to collapse to her knees. She can feel her mind failing to parse which memory is real and which is fake. Yor. Noticing something is amiss, Alan rushes over to her side. He seems to remember her clearly. Are you okay? She cannot comprehend why he's showing concern for her. It might have made sense if he considered her Rinka's underclassman, but the genuine tone of worry in his voice is confounding. Hello, Blue Drac. How are you?
Hello.
The Alan she is gradually beginning to remember was never this kind. This realization causes her to suffer even
You're
more.
Supposed to be me.
Yeah. What happened to the guy who punches babies?
Rinka is still inside.
She somehow fights through the pain to speak. Strangely enough, she doesn't feel that she should keep him away from Lionhouse at all costs. Okay. This is a weird plot hole.
Like, thank you. And then just leaves her.
You good? Okay, I'm gonna. Around 10 minutes. Why is the music all scary?
Yeah.
Thought that he was supposed to be like a nice guy now. Around 10 minutes after Naomi leaves, someone else pops into the store. An unexpected person in an unexpected situation to boot. Get a bed and some water ready. Okay. Huh? Alan is carrying Naomi with one arm cradling her neck and the other behind her knees. I see. Usually Princess Carrie, yeah. The surprise fades once I notice that Naomi doesn't seem to be feeling right. This isn't the time to ask questions, so I get some water ready and take her upstairs to my room. The idea of having Alan come into my room isn't all that thrilling, though, so I ask him to wait downstairs.
You might find out your regret.
Can Rinka just Princess carry Naomi?
Maybe.
Maybe. Once I come back down, I notice Alan standing there with a bitter look on his face. How is she? She's conscious, but it seems like she has a migraine. I've given her medicine and water, so I'll check back after she rests for an hour. I make sure to call and let her mom know. I tell her she's sleeping here at the moment due to her not feeling well. Well, thanks for that, I guess. Why did you help her? I noticed her ready to collapse outside the store. I couldn't just ignore her. That's surprising, in all honesty. Sorry, but I thought you were a colder person. Perhaps it's not the wisest thing to say to someone who willingly knocks out nurses and eliminates participants without a second thought.
Punches baby.
Hey, what's up, Faye? You're invited. Let's go.
Welcome, Faye.
We are.
Sorry, you had to hear me talk about punching babies.
Punch babies. This guy likes to punch nurses and babies. Hi from PAX. Ooh, we were just talking about PAX. Someone else
wanted to go to PAX.
No, it wasn't PAX. They were talking about what was the other one?
SAC Anime.
SAC Anime. Yeah. We were talking about PAX, like, they said that they were sick and not being able to go to a convention. We were like, oh, is it PAX? And then he was like, no.
No, it was not PAX.
And I was like, oh, okay.
Oh, awkward.
Uh-oh.
How dare other events besides PAX be going on?
I know. PAX has the main I don't know, right on Labor Day.
Yeah, right.
Like how Anime Expo has like July 4th.
Yeah.
Right.
That's true.
Combo Breaker has Memorial Day.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. There are legit way too many events this weekend. Oh wow, what else is going on this
I
weekend?
guess it's Labor Day weekend, so a lot of events are trying to take advantage of it.
There's even Dragon D's Con. Dragon D's nuts! Oh my gosh, thank you so much for the raid! Chrysanthemums. Welcome. My name is Yuma Yamano. I'm the leader of the Iron Lions. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
And this is Nitori.
Hello, my name is Nitori. I'm a spirit shine clumsy.
Yay! It's Dragon Con, not Dragon D's Nuts Con.
Okay.
Speaking of dragon, Flower Dragon raid.
Wow,
We will not make the D's Nuts joke based on your dragon name. What were you playing? Pokemon Unite. Wow.
Cool.
Wow. That's cool.
That's very different from this game.
Yeah, this game is, oh my god, no, this is such an obscure visual novel, which is Yuri.
But it's Yuri, and that's why we're playing it.
Oh, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Iron Lions.
Yay, thank you.
Yeah. So this is a kind of like a death game, what would you?
Yeah.
It's like a visual novel death game, Steins Gate-y kind of.
Kinda, yes, yeah.
Yeah.
But there's Yuri in it.
But there's Yuri in it.
The idea is that they're all in this
they all died
game.
in the same moment.
Yes. And they have to vote each other off. sort of.
Yeah, by learning each other's names and regrets and cause of death.
Yes.
And so they have to like find each other in the real world, and like they can't die, and they can automatically translate any language to their own language. It's Yuri. Nice. Yeah, it is Yuri. It's Yuri Friday. And yeah, we like Nitori and I we're dating.
You're the Yuri.
Yeah, we're also the Yuri. And sometimes we use that as the excuse, but typically we try to read Yuri visual novels on Fridays.
Yes.
Yeah, but we're also the Yuri. It didn't start that way. We started dating after we started doing this stream
together.
Yeah.
We didn't date because of Yuri Fridays.
Yeah. Oh wait, we didn't date because of Yuri Fridays,
Yeah.
And we also didn't date through Yuri Fridays. Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah. But yeah, so this is a visual novel. The Yuri right now we're going for is with the other girl who's in the game, and so since there can only technically be one winner of the game, we're like,
what?
Oh no, it's gonna be tragedy lesbians. No.
Yeah, they both can't survive, or can they?
Or can they? Maybe there'll be a twist. That's cute. We're dating. Yeah.
Oh my god.
We're so stupid. Yeah. So we take about 10 minutes per.
Yeah, if you're
click.
If you're hoping to get through this visual novel fast, we are not the stream to watch.
Yeah, I've looked on my Steam records for this game. What's my Steam? Oh no, stop played up. Sorry about that. I looked at my stream record, or not Steam, my Steam hours for this game. It says we've been playing for 52.9 hours.
So how long to beat for this game?
How long to beat?
It's like 15
How?
hours. We're on 15.
It's like 13 hours. Yeah. Oh my god.
So you can see why.
But yeah, like it's fun. We just chill.
We're just chilling.
We just like collaborative storytelling or
story
reading, I guess.
Just chatting with a little bit of story in between.
Yeah. And we also just like make up really dumb jokes with like based on what's happening. Like this guy's name is Alan Scorpion. That just like writes itself.
His name is actually Alan.
Alan Scorpion. Yeah. Like, and he's just been like voting people off and doing all this stuff, but like here because Alan Scorpion. So edgy. It was his chosen name. That's not the name he was born with. That's just the name he identifies as. Yeah. That's like me. I'm not my name I'm born with. I'm Yuma freaking Yamano.
What? You were Yuma Yamano your entire life?
Yeah.
Wow.
Anyway, so yeah, that's what this game's roughly about. There's a lot that's happened, and we're close to the end. And there are 4 participants left, including these 2. Her girlfriend, not yet. They're not dating yet. But the Miharu did confess to Rinka. This is Rinka, and like she'd been saying like, oh, I love you this whole time, but like she took it as like as a friend.
Oh, I love you as a friend.
I love you as a friend, and daisuki suki, and then she's like, oh no, aishiteru. I actually love you romantically as a woman. And then she's like, oh, that's what you meant. Oh, shit.
Oh, this girl gay.
This girl gay. And then she's like, yeah, you don't have to respond right away. And then Rinka's like, okay. I won't. So she still hasn't responded. She's still trying to figure out her feelings.
Still one-sided here.
But they want to also, like, survive the death game before.
Anyways,
that's you're basically caught up now.
Yeah.
That's why I feel comfortable enough to speak my thoughts. You're finally here to discuss things, aren't you? The fact that he's here means he has business with me. I expected him to come, though I didn't think that it'd be this early. I assumed it'd be either Saturday or Sunday. So Sundays are when they have the death game, and it happens in their dreams.
Yeah, they go into this dream world.
This dream world full of clocks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Indeed. Also, he's supposed to be Indian, but I don't know how to do an Indian accent without sounding incredibly racist, so I gave him a Russian accent. I don't know. I think I can make it sound like cool and edgy.
Yeah. I like it.
I'm here to provide the answers you seek regarding my actions. There was a certain connection that I made that night in the hospital when you stood up to me despite how little you could do. The look in your eyes resembled that of my younger sisters. Oh! Younger sister. Okay, that's good. That's platonic. I like that.
Not his wife.
Not his wife. We were thinking that was like his ex-wife or like his fiance or something. It's his younger sister.
Yeah.
There's a certain gentleness to his expression as he admits this.
Whoa,
music change. I have 5 younger siblings. 4 of them are much younger brothers. But my only sisters are just around your age. Her name is Amrita. Unlike me, my siblings continue to use the names our parents gave them. My mind flashes back to something Alan mumbled during his sleep after fighting Odette. Amrita. It's his sister's name. Allow me to add that she's far better looking and smarter than you. What gender is this character? He is male. He identifies as male.
Yeah. Although he's pretty for a male.
They're so gender.
Yeah.
He also has kind of,
he's got the pecs things hanging out.
Oh yeah. Which thing's hanging out?
Oh, I was being
boobies.
His
pecs. He's so gender right now.
gender.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Still, you two are inherently similar. Your strength of will, your tendency to put yourself at risk by letting your emotions take over. I'm certain that my brothers will grow up to be like me. That much is obvious through our bond. Through both our bond as family and as men.
Just in case you didn't know my gender.
His gender is Scorpion. Your voice for him is headcanon.
It's so good.
Thank you. It's like Russian Indian. But also, like, you putting yourself at risk. So let me give context on this emotion thing. So one of the other characters kidnaps Rinka's grandmother and stuffs her into a car and threatens to kill her. Alan calls Rinka during this. Okay, so and so that bad guy, his name is Scale. He was like, he texts Rinka and says, "Tell me all of your car details so that I can like vote you off next time, or your grandma gets it." And then Alan calls Rinka and he's like, "Hey, you got a sec?" And then Rinka's like, Rinka has a choice to either listen and hear him out or hang up. And so we
Guess
chose
what the correct answer.
The correct answer was to hang up on Alan. And so she hangs up on Alan and he's like, I guess I'll save her grandmother then. And he goes and saves her grandmother from Scale. And if you pick the other option, he just doesn't. He just like leaves the grandmother to die.
Yeah, if you pick the other option to hear him out, like you'd be like, okay, what is it? What can you help me with? He's like, never mind. It's so funny.
It's so fucking stupid. Yeah. On the other hand, I worry for Amrita. I can only imagine how she will handle work and marriage with that personality of hers. My card book begins to shine all of a sudden.
Oh,
he's giving away his information. Now she knows his regret. His regret is Amrita will marry someone and be bad. It says all that in text. You two are so funny. Oh, thank you. One card materializes.
It is.
Regret sister's future.
I regret my sister's future.
I regret my sister is gonna be a failure. What? I swear to God, if my brother's regret was that his sister was like this VTuber, my sister became a VTuber.
I hope my sister does anything except become a VTuber. That would be my biggest regret.
Oh, yeah. His regret is that he can't marry his sister. He's on some Game of Thrones shit. No. That's a believable anime title. My only regret is that my sister became a VTuber. Having seen the gentle expression he shows from time to time, I'm not very surprised at the card's contents. If anything, it proves how well I've come to understand Alan. Why would you reveal your regret to me? Because I want you to live. But it's fine. This is a decision I've made for myself. I won't give my life for free, though. I want you to shoulder the weight that accompanies it and bring an end to our story. Finally finish the freaking game, Rinka.
Finish the MSQ.
Finish the MSQ. It's been 4 years, Rinka. You aren't even on Stormblood yet. Oh my god, haven't words so boring. He tells me about his past next. His mother died from illness while he was a child, and while his father was killed due to a grudge involving shady business practices. Oh my god, the cut in the song is so bad. Do you hear? Do you hear the background music and it just cuts so abruptly? Alan soon took over his father's business connections, discarding both his name and religion in the process. Even his country's traditions soon became a nuisance to him. He built his own business from scratch and turned it into an undeniable success. The larger the company grew, the more I sacrificed, the more people I threw by the wayside. I may have changed my name, but I still took after my father when it came to making others hold a grudge against me. Poison was my cause of death, a similar assassination method to that of my father's, ironically enough. There's no change in his tone as he discusses how he was killed. Just another day at the office, I suppose. My card book shines once again, materializing his cause of death card. That's awful. But thanks.
Now get out.
Now get out. I have what I need. There are far more assassinations covered up the world over than you would expect. The same will likely happen to mine when I'm eliminated. He mentions that he had to deduce his own cause of death after it had been undone. Oh, he didn't know his own cause of death? Wow. I guess Rinka also didn't know her own cause of death.
I guess it'd be hard to figure out, actually.
Yeah, because
Because you don't remember, or they didn't
nobody remembers what happened.
The exact moment they died, just events leading up to it.
Yeah. Nobody would know that they've been poisoned until after it kicked in, I guess. Your each and every action has reminded me of Amrinka. From the way you refuse to abandon those in need to how easily influenced you are. That fierce determination of yours when it came to not only your friend but your grandmother as well. You wanted nothing but to save them, isn't that right? But I'm not your sister, Alan. That's weird.
You should give your cause of death and your regret cards to your sister.
I know that. However, the similarities are undeniable. There's little I can say when I don't know his sister personally. Alan presses on, unconcerned about how perplexing this whole scenario is for me. My thoughts are likely irrelevant to him. This is a parasocial relationship.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
This isn't the logical side of Alan talking. These are his emotions. I don't trust a single person in my company. That's why I've left a letter stating that the next in line will be one of my family. Age-wise, this would fall to Amrita. Hence my worry, you see. I'm still not sure how well she will do in a position that involves dealing with the ugliest sides of people.
I would hate that.
I also would hate that.
I had an older sibling with a multi-billion-dollar company.
Yeah.
And they die suddenly.
And then I have to deal with it. Yeah, it's pretty rough. I can't imagine someone my... Oh, wrong person. I can't imagine someone my age being the CEO of a huge company. I thought the same at first. Meeting you has helped assuage some of my concerns. Is that how you pronounce that?
Yeah, it is.
Assuage.
Looks like
a sausage. A sausage. It looks like a sausage. She's aware of her shortcomings. Yet trying to continue the story, yet entirely blind to her own strength of heart, much like you. Both of you hold the ability to move others. Just thinking of it as sausage. Meeting you has helped as sausage some of my concerns. If you doubt that for even a second, then look no further than myself as proof. People like you will have no issue finding people to whom you can entrust yourselves. His gaze is locked onto me as he speaks. Our eyes may be meeting, but it's not me he's looking at. He's using me as a window to see his sister. I'm not nearly as amazing as you're making me out to be. Besides, I don't have it in me to shoulder a responsibility like that in the first place.
Also, again, I'm not your sister.
So again, reminder, I am not your sister. No matter. I've made my decision.
You will become my sister.
You will become my sister, and you will inherit my company in place of my sister. The company itself may not fare any better in her hands, and she's likely to fail along the way. That's fine, though. I trust that she'll lead it in a different direction than I did. I got it switched. Alan's the viewer. Yes, Alan's the viewer. More importantly, I can't see anyone willing to kill her like they did me. So as long as she's able to lead a long and fulfilling life, that's all that matters. Alan.
Oh, Alan.
Oh, you. I still have my concerns, of course. But I also have hope now. Surely you understand the significance of that. His expression changes once again, to one I've never seen before. Whoa, unbelievable. I never thought he'd have it in him to express such a brilliant smile. And those tits. His every word and action in relation to his sister shows just how much he cares for her. I have no parents or siblings to speak of, but I can tell this is how those who do feel about them. What are you smiling for? I don't realize I'm also smiling until he points it out. He's strict but kind and reliable. He always seems a bit desperate, despite his intellect. Part of me is envious of Amrita for getting a brother like him.
Oh.
Ha! What a weird situation. This guy punches babies. No reason, I guess. Just thinking about the time we first met. And you punched a baby. He just like threatened these babies.
He did. Early in the book or the novel.
Who'd have thought I'd ever come to think about him like this? Well, guess it's my fault. I never bothered to try and understand him after what happened at the hospital that day. Yeah, for good reason.
I wouldn't either.
But he'd always been kind to me after that. At Shigetsugu's home, when he helped me stop you, and even when he saved my gran. I'm at fault for never seeing him for who he really is. What happened to seeing how far my mindset could take me? I've already seen it. That's why I'm here now. Alan pauses briefly before posing a question. What will you do about Hebinata Miharu? His question takes me by surprise. Well, not the question itself, but the realization that he truly does understand me. Well, I was thinking about responding to her. Oh, you mean divine selection?
No, I mean the confession.
No, I mean the confession. No, you had it right the first time.
I heard from Mal.
From Mal. I threatened her.
I'm actually good friends with her.
Yeah. Mal's like,
WhatsApp.
hey, Alan, Scorpio.
Alan, buddy.
Oh my god,
Damn
Rinka.
you.
I didn't know you knew Scorpio. There's no reason for me to hide it. Oh, there's no reason for me to hesitate, though. I only have one answer to give. I'll ensure that we both survive. Good. That's what I wanted to hear. Amrita would no doubt say the same. Once again, Alan, I am not your sister.
Rinka would say the same. Oh, wait, I switched you.
Rinka would say the same. I go to bottomless mimosa brunches with Mal. How about some coffee before you go? I can guarantee you'll like it. In the middle of the night, are you crazy? I care about my body unlike you.
Stupid teenage girl.
That sounds good. Idiot. It's supposed to be a simple offer, but my wording may have given it more weight than intended. I doubt Alan fails to catch it either. How about some coffee before you go? Oh, wow. I see. Damn, Rinka. He's like, I'll give you my cards. And she's like, I'll just
off you then.
Have a coffee before I murder you. By the way, follow me to each channel. Yay! Aw, thank you. Okay, it shouldn't take too long. I'm going to make this the best coffee I ever brewed. Coffee time! Middle of the night coffee. No words are exchanged as he drinks his coffee. It's not an awkward silence or anything. Words simply aren't needed. Our relationship doesn't extend beyond our status as participants in divine selection. We're not friends, we're not lovers, we're not enemies, we're not even siblings.
A lot of random words to throw out.
Associations, yeah. But that's why this works. I'm not much of a coffee fan, but I'd be lying if I said this wasn't pleasant. Thanks. He pauses, stands, then continues. It's about time you see how she's doing. Yeah, I was thinking the same. Only you could make the decision to live your life to its fullest while shouldering the lives of others. Anyone else would see them as little more than a burden. I might have thought that way under normal circumstances, but those burdens have helped me realize that I'm not alone. Two people cannot comprise the same body. Except, Miharu and Parka.
She's a goddess, technically.
He's not my friend, he's just a viewer.
Wow.
Just need to reconfirm, not your sister a bunch of times for Alan. Again, just remember, not your sister. Though your belief that you are not alone despite this is part of your strength. I'm certain you haven't been alone either. Right, bro?
Oh, wrong choice of words.
Oh, please. You've already made it clear that Amrita far outclasses you in every respect. Still, your claim is one I'll have to deny. It wasn't until I accepted your way of life that I was able to trust in Amrita. I have a favor I'd like to ask of you. Become my sister.
I will have to.
Allow me to use my parents' name to adopt you into our family.
Let me introduce you to Amrita. Then I'll have 2 sisters.
Then I will have 2 sisters. Okay. I abandoned my roots and my past when I came to Japan. Thus, I have nothing I can leave to you. In exchange, I ask that you remember, not just myself, but the miracle that led to our paths crossing. Aren't you going to see Amrita? That's of no concern to Shishima Rinka, I believe. I give Alan an understanding nod in response. I'm certain I would have hesitated to elect him had he given me a proper answer, regardless of what it was. He's made sure to put a wall between us. I understand why, though. That's his way of making things easier on both of us. His objective accomplished, he takes his leave. My eyes remain locked on him even as he fades into the darkness outside. It's because I know this is the last time I'll ever see Alan Scorpion in the real world.
Wow,
so Rinka's gonna nominate Alan, and Miharu's gonna Federico. Yeah.
And then they have a week to figure out how to survive.
Yeah, wow, we're getting close to the end of this 13-hour novel, 52 hours later.
No, it's 52-hour novel. Yeah.
It's 52-hour novel.
How long it takes.
Yeah. Not long after he leaves, Naomi comes downstairs. Naomi, are you feeling better?
I'm fine, yes. More importantly, I have to apologize to you.
She pauses before pulling her eyes away from me. Pulling her eyes. She pauses.
I'm actually an alien. My eyes can do this.
My eyes, look at what I can do. She pauses before pulling her eyes away from me.
I heard your conversation with Alan. He's so much more kind than I thought. I want to thank him for helping me, but it's too late.
He's already dead.
Alan who?
Don't worry about that. It's all I can think to say to her.
He has to have known that Miharu collected all of Federico's cards. Now he's made sure that only you and she remains after the next round.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
I'm going to forget everything about him once he's eliminated, aren't I? Not just about him helping me, but his kindness as well.
That's why it's my job to make sure I never forget. But can she also just tell her after the fact?
In that case, please tell me about him after the fact. You read this story.
I did not. I didn't read it. Okay. That's funny.
On the same page. What a coincidence.
Wow.
Yeah. Make me remember what I shouldn't.
Turns out I'm an anime character. Of course. I wouldn't be able to handle it at all. I wouldn't be able to handle it all if I didn't. Naomi grips my hand tightly in hers. Her memories take a considerable blow since she's helping me despite not being a participant. Though that makes me question why the system that rewrites people's memories is so flawed. If Parker's the one who made it, then I want to lodge a complaint.
Hey.
There's bugs in this program.
Your memory system sucks.
Yeah. It's got holes in it. Bugs and like coincidences that aren't really coincidences.
Plot holes.
Yeah, plot bugs. It's far too cruel. There's more to life than the beat of one's heart. It's our experiences that make us who we are. That's why changing or making people forget those experiences is just as bad as outright killing them.
Do you mind if I stay over tonight? I'm still not feeling too well, honestly.
Well, I mean, if Miharu has anything to say about it.
Miharu just busts down through the door.
And Miharu's like, what?
Excuse me.
Sure, I don't mind. Just make sure you tell your mom first. She's obviously faking it. Not like it matters to me, though. If anything, I don't want to spend the night alone. Is this the Sunday night or Saturday night? No, this is
like
yeah.
Tuesday night or Wednesday night?
Yeah. Saturday, Tuesday, 2 days later.
There you go.
I guess I wrote this. Yesterday passed without issue. 4 of us studied together after school, and then I did my usual diary reading at night. I told Miharu about Alan, too. Looks like I'll be electing him while she'll be electing Federico. On a superficial level, things have gone far smoother than they have in weeks past. There weren't any huge incidents like with you, nor was there any need to make deals with people like Odette. Things aren't so simple deep down, though. The significance of upcoming eliminations is all the greater now that we've gotten to know and see their development. There's no point in being depressed until the time comes, though. Instead, I try to brighten my mood before heading to school. So actually, I will say one other thing is that Naomi, in one of these previous death thingies, actually died because of one of the participants. They like physically killed her. And then that person got voted off, and her death got undone. So there was like a period of time where Rinka was like super depressed because Naomi just died.
Yeah, yeah.
Go to bed now. Have fun, you too. Oh, thank you so much, Blue Jack. She literally blew up. They literally planted a bomb in her school.
Yes,
yeah, and she was.
She died.
She died. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
But
she
now
came back to life.
live.
Upon my arrival, Mao greets me with an eerie grin. Morning. Guess what day today is? July 7th. So, Tanabata. Bingo! They put up some bamboo over in the cafeteria, so let's go hang our wishes! It's a bit embarrassing, but okay. I'm surprised you care, though. Normally you're not interested in the stuff going on at school. Sometimes I feel like it, you know. You're coming to me, Harun.
I'll write one if Rinka does.
Do not, I wish I don't die in divine selection. And Miharu, too.
Not like divine selection. What's that?
Divine selection? It sounds like it smells good. Like a perfume or something. Load divine selection. Alright, now to rub Narian in as well. It must have been a Tanabata feature on TV or something. That aside, it's relieving to see Mao act like this. Well, it'd probably be a relief if she was in her post-all-nighter mode as well. Oh my gosh. You guys, let's wish for us to do well in our exams.
That's not what you guys wrote.
Oh my gosh.
Why are you so scary?
Once we've written and hung our wishes up, we start to make our way to class. The faculty set bamboo up in the cafeteria that's shared between our and the college's campus, just like Mao said. A surprising number of people are participating, which leads me to taking a peek at some wishes. Most are relationship related. So, what did you all write? What happened to keeping it secret? Is it not a secret if you hang it?
Right? You can read it anyways.
We make it a point to keep what we've written to ourselves. For a simple reason, too. We're shy.
Aww. These shy high schoolers. Let me make one thing clear, Naomi. You might not have meant to see what I wrote, but you did nonetheless. I don't need to explain what will happen if you tell anyone, do I?
Guess Rinka has to vote me off in divine selection because I will kill you.
Wow.
Oh, caught a glimpse, did you? It's a loyal servant's duty to tell their queen everything, you know. And that queen is me, in case you did not know Queen Slay.
Sorry, but I can't. No matter what.
She will kill me. And then Rinka will have to vote her off, and no one will be happy. Miharu gives Naomi an exaggerated glare before transitioning into a smile. As for me, well, I guess there's no point in reminding myself of something I wrote. What?
What?
Just a few more nights of sleep and it'll finally be summer vacation, Natsuyasumi!
Wow. I wouldn't say a few when it's over a week away, but sure.
You haven't forgotten about our promise to go see fireworks, have you, Rinny? Should be around this time next month. I haven't. Let's make sure the four of us go together. Together, alive, okay?
It'd be a shame if one of you, like, died or something.
Yeah, I mean, divine selection. Low divine selection. And there's a hint of gravity to her words. It's not often she sounds like that, so it leaves the rest of us speechless. Naomi ends up breaking the silence. Okay, so here's my suspicion. I suspect that Mao thinks that before those fireworks, Rinka will have responded to Miharu, and then it will either be they're dating and it's awkward, or
they're not dating
and
really
it's,
awkward.
And it's super awkward. Yeah. And she's like, we gotta go together, okay?
No matter how you two feel about each other. Yeah, I love fireworks, so I'm really excited.
Miharu and I nod in agreement. Aight. Naorin's in charge of getting up early and grabbing us a spot then.
I'll do what I can.
Aw, they bully around the kohai. We'll all go together there. We'll all go there together. For sure. Zettai.
If Rinka says so, then it's the truth.
My reluctance to say it in the first place is why I forced myself to make that claim. It's a much more personal wish than what I wrote earlier, but also a more earnest one. I wonder what she wrote.
Oh. Gonna have good grades at school.
I wish for chocolate.
Red Ryder.
What did you?
Red Ryder BB gun with the
Red Ryder BB gun with the bolt action.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was. Mal's really about to say, "Oh, Rennie, don't you know marriage is between a woman and another woman?" Once day is over, I get ready for bed. As for the diary, I'm almost done with it in terms of pages. Tomorrow's session should be my last. I couldn't find a second volume after looking around, so tomorrow marks my last look into the daily lives of Linda and Diana.
I told you should have started from the end.
I know. When I think about it, I recall what we talked about earlier on in the afternoon. Fireworks, huh? I talked to Miharu about it before. Back when we were alone at the theme park. Back when I was the only one who didn't know anything about divine selection. What? She didn't? I don't remember that. That was like 2 years ago. Oh no. A flood of memories came back to me all at once. I must be tired. I feel my eyes begin to water up as my emotions involuntarily pour out.
Aww.
Aww. I want to go. I want to go with everyone. My thoughts turn to screams. And then I remember that it's the middle of the night, so I end up smothering my face with a pillow. It's still like a quiet scream, yeah. But it's just... It helps to muffle my screams. It's all so sudden. The fear of losing what I have at the moment has just hit me out of nowhere. I don't want anything up till now to be undone. I fall asleep at some point, unable to sort out my emotions. Oh, she's determined now.
Oh.
Also, Ponytail Rinka is good.
Good Rinka. Yeah.
Good Rinka. Federico returns to Japan from India on a Sunday morning. What? So short. He only spent like 2 days there.
He took a train all the way to India from Japan.
Yeah. A train? He was going to the Kuko, okay? Damn it. Can't believe I only managed to find his cause of death. Once in India, he visited both Alan's company and his family. According to his company, Alan was out on private business that wasn't to be divulged to anyone. As a result, he kept all contact with the company to a minimum. In exchange, the vice president was in charge of all important decisions for the time being. This led to Federico's discovery of an anti-Alan faction within said company. Not to mention their connection to a certain competing company. Putting two and two together is what Miharu had told him. He was able to deduce the background behind Alan's death and materialize the card. The big issue was with learning his regret, since no one there had any valuable information related to it. His visit to Alan's home proved to be entirely meaningless, too. Never expected to come across someone like her. Oh. A girl there realized what Federico was up to. Her name was Amrita. Their surnames might be different, but she was apparently Alan's sister. She showed no reservation in telling Federico to leave the moment she saw him. Federico knew that Alan had plenty of enemies. He never would have been poisoned if that weren't the case. What's more, those enemies of his would visit his home in order to uncover any potential weakness. Federico used this knowledge in an attempt to threaten her.
No.
It was to no avail, however. She did nothing but glare at him in response. Federico realized right then and there that she was a stranger to the concept of fear. She was undoubtedly aware of the her. I was trying to read it word for word. She was undoubtedly aware of her brother's bad side. Yeah, the her. Of the brothers.
Sus word.
His merciless attitude towards others, his valuing of skill and competence above all else, and how many had lost their jobs due to both of those traits. Even then, she was wise enough to prevent his potential enemies from learning anything about him. Wouldn't it be crazy if, because this has happened more than once, this mistranslation thing of where there are extra words. What if the extra words made like a secret message?
Whoa, that'd be crazy.
An English only, like, special message.
It just says thank you for playing our game.
Yeah, thank you for the sub. What? Her situation was full of contradictions, and yet she stood resolute before Federico and his threats. Federico himself would have resorted to a number of horrible means to force information out of her back in his mafia days. But this time he gave in. The lack of both any backing from the organization and confidence that she knew anything about his regret caused him to do so. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for the biddies!
Thank you.
Don't you hate when the other becomes the aware of the potentially enemy of the Yes.
The was over.
She, the Federico.
We the Federico.
We the Federico. But yes, thank you so much for the biddies. I appreciate it. This time he gave in. The lack of both any backing from the organization. Okay, okay. Oopsie, I pressed spacebar on the wrong page. This one. More importantly, the look in her eyes made it clear that she wouldn't budge through normal means.
What's an abnormal means to budge someone? Tickling them.
Oh my god, I would hate that. I would definitely give people information if they threatened to tickle me. Like, no, don't. The password is 54. Man, who did that girl remind me of? Not Odette, that's for sure. There was something familiar about that look. Federico's inability to remember who it reminded him of bothered him. Well, whatever. She may have been a looker, but she's just a kid. That didn't stop you from...
Who says that? I don't know.
Oh my gosh, you can't say that, Federico. You're the worst. Gotta admit, I don't see you faring too well in the future with a personality like that.
Oh my god, this guy's just a misogynist.
Oh my god. A misogynist and a pedophile at the same time. Apart from that, the fact remained that Federico was unable to obtain Alan's regret. He gave himself a set time to return to Japan for two reasons. One was to prevent himself from losing his resolve, and the other was to ensure he had enough time for one last-ditch effort. The only thing left for him at this point was to find and question Alan directly. Finding that asshole is the main issue.
On your butt.
Finding my asshole? It's on your butt! Idiot. Like, just some Japanese kid is just saying, it's on your butt! The train rocks as he tries to discern Alan's location. Maybe he's... Guess I fell asleep at some point. Waking up only to remember my outburst last night feels anything but good. On the bright side, it proves just how much of a toll this whole thing has taken on me. I open my window and take a deep breath of fresh air to collect myself. Aw, man. Guess it makes sense for me to go out like this. Federico chalks up his current situation as one befitting a loser like himself. He's unable to get in touch with Alan now that Scale's gone. He's visited a number of places in the hopes of finding him, but to no avail. He wasn't even at the warehouse where he met with Odette and that other girl. In the end, he finds himself at the National Park in Shinjuku, the final destination. He doesn't know why this park has such a fancy name, but he doesn't care. What he does care about is the fact that Alan's not here either. Just means our fates aren't linked. That I even need to say such a thing makes me sick. His pace may seem leisurely, but he spent the day running around on foot. Time simply won't allow him to slow down. He's running so hard that he's gotten covered in sweat despite his level of fitness. He's done all he can to triumph over Alan. It's a level of effort that he'd long forgotten. That's why he feels an odd sense of satisfaction despite having nothing to show for it. Might as well grab some booze and drink until I pass out. His decision made, he walks off into the night of his final day.
A way to spend your final night.
Yeah. Drunk and passed out.
Yeah.
1 hour later, Federico returns to an area close by. In doing so, he notices a certain cafe. Guess I wouldn't mind some coffee first. He hasn't had any espresso during this whole trip, and he's Italian.
No, Italians gotta have their espresso.
I know. It won't quite match the taste of what he used to back home, but he finds himself wanting some after so long. The lights are still on, leading him to believe the shop's still open. Thus, he struts over to its entrance.
Uh-oh.
Oh, man. Here we go. After day turns to night, I sit down at my usual table with the diary. I've got some coffee with me as well, but I'm being extra careful not to spill it on the book. Wait, didn't it say that the shop was going to be closed for several weeks?
Yeah. Maybe that was last week.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
I didn't spend the whole day studying thanks to having to take care of some chores, but hey, it's nice to finally sit down and relax. I don't get to do that often these days. At first, I was reading through this diary to find information related to divine selection, but somewhere along the way, I found myself simply enjoying it. I can see why Naomi loves to read so much now.
Wow.
Wow,
my first book.
Yeah. Rinka has completed her first real adult book.
I've never read a book in my life.
Okay. On top of being a PDF file, Federico's the kind of dick that goes into a shop with a closed sign and goes, "Oh, but the lights are on. Couldn't you make me something real quick?"
Yeah.
What are the odds he makes a joke? Those coffee taste like dirt. I guess that's what you expect with when it was just ground this morning. Oh my god. Oh my god. After taking a sip of coffee, I open up to the page I have bookmarked. She's drinking coffee at night.
She's gotta, study.
Maybe it's decaf. Soon after, I hear someone shouting outside the store. The hell? Why is it closed when the light's still on? Way to ruin my impression of the place.
1 star.
1 star on Yelp. You ain't getting my business. Doors close, but I can hear them loud and clear. What's more, the voice sounds familiar. I close the diary and duck behind the counter to better scout out what's going on. Standing outside is none other than Federico Carminati. Why is he here? Didn't he settle things after his discussion with Miharu? I prepare myself for the worst, though something feels off. He isn't addressing me directly, now that I think about it. In fact, it may be safe to assume that he's here by coincidence, judging by what he said. He's just upset that the store's closed.
Oh, okay.
There's no need to overthink things in this situation. What the... You... Seems like he's noticed me. I bet he never expected me to be running a cafe, much less the fact that I'm simply trying to read a book. He stands there and stares at me, mouth agape. I decide not to say anything to shatter his silence. Shortly after, he grins from ear to ear before erupting in laughter. The way he's laughing, it's a familiar sound. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Federico can't hide his surprise at this turn of events. Ding, 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 ding.
This is surprise music.
Yeah. Inside the cafe he's about to visit stands none other than Shishima Rinka. It's the first time they've met one-on-one in the real world. Fate must be up to something for this to happen on his last day. His presence within the closed cafe could mean she works there, but Federico is more inclined to believe that she lives inside. That doesn't matter to him, though. Instead, he finds himself excited about a certain revelation. That's who she reminded me of! Rinka is staring Federico down, clearly wary of him. The look in her eyes brings someone else to mind. Amrita, Alan's sister. They both share the same resolute gaze. He had always wondered why Alan seemed so concerned with Rinka, but he figured it had nothing to do with his regret. But he was wrong. This chance discovery seals the deal for him. Alan's regret is related to her. His excitement turns into a sense of joy that he has never experienced before.
That's two.
He has won. At the last minute, he finally possesses all of Alan's cards. He has succeeded in outdoing someone he wants to beat. Cheers to you, kid. Federico then takes his leave without bothering to enter Lion House. Rinka stands there alone and puzzled over what has just happened. What? Oh.
Okay.
Oh. Weird. What was that all about? Federico randomly decided to wander off while I was giving him a silent stare. Okay, but what kind of ass pull is that? I know. Pulled that out of his ass for sure.
Rinka being there means Alan's regret is related to his sister.
Yeah, clearly. I'm not even sure what he wanted. He looked incredibly happy for some reason, though. That sure was frightening in more ways than one. I'm not sure why, but there was something unsettling about the way his expression switched from anger to surprise and then to joy. Yeah, that's something crazy people do. It didn't seem like he was rejoicing over obtaining my information, at the very least. Maybe I'll take a break from reading today.
Oh, you gotta
no,
finish the
you're
book.
so close. She hasn't finished her first book. Perhaps for the best, since he might try to come back. Sucks when I'm almost done with it, but oh well.
Oh.
After returning to my bed, like, it's on the last page. Whatever she needs to know is on the last.
It's the night before the election. You think you have to finish it before the election.
Yeah. I guess she thinks like, oh, you know,
I'll survive until next time.
Yeah, I think she does think that. After returning to my bedroom, I focus on preparing myself for tonight's election. Yes, Alan's scorpion sister reminds me of this random Japanese high schooler I've never met in real life. His regret must be related to his sister.
Yay, it's Parka.
Yay, it's Parka. Good evening, my lovely little slaves to fate. That's the 10th time I've had to listen to her voice.
And it will be hundreds more if you win this election.
That's true. Hello, Rinka. Oh.
At least you're not a little baby.
Yeah. So I can imagine both Parka and Miharu not enjoying that experience.
Yeah.
Parka addresses the Court of Fate as she always does. I'm well aware of the cruelty being masked by her divine tone. As well as the reality that I have the same cruelty within me. 4 remain, but who will survive until the end? I'm guessing you'd prefer, girl, if you were gonna use us as your host. Goodness no, I view all genders equally. Oh, says a goddess that went on about how I must reek of booze. That's gender neutral.
Yeah, any gender.
Did I? I'm afraid I don't recall such an exchange. You little. At it again, I see. I can't say I minded tonight, though. Holy crap, seeing you smile just might be the creepiest thing I've ever experienced. Alan and Federico have no issue engaging Parka in senseless conversation. That's been the case since the beginning. In fact, especially with Federico. That's right. Tonight's the last night I'll get to see this. I don't feel sad about it, just empty. Can't say for sure how Miharu feels, but at the very least, she's chosen to remain silent like me. We're finally nearing the end of Divine Selection. I do look forward to seeing what fate has in store for you all. Allow me to begin tonight's selection. Revolve, O clock of fate!
I
practiced that again. Miharu, did I do it right? Her sly grin signals the beginning of the election procedure. My place as numeral 1 is one that I detest. I'm always the one forced to make the first declaration as a result.
well, numeral 1.
I elect numeral 12. I make sure to look Alan in the eyes as I say so. I'm using his life as a stepping stone for my own. It's a truth that no rationalization can change, thus I have to accept it. He smiles upon hearing my declaration and nods.
Next is numeral 2.
I elect numeral 3.
Things are proceeding as expected. Federico nods in response, his expression an odd mix of satisfaction and displeasure. I understand now just how incredible it is for him to remain that composed.
And yourself, numeral 3.
Who, me? Sure, I've got an election. It's got your name written all over it, Alan.
Good grief. Can you please refer to him by his numeral? Gosh, you're breaking the rules.
Hey now, everybody knows each other's name at this point, so it should be fine. But okay, I'll obey your rules. Numeral 12, I'm electing you.
Very well.
Parker nods and then turns to face Alan. He raises his voice before she can prompt him, though. Allow me to elect Federico Caminati.
Wow.
Heavens, must you be like this too? Please wait until I ask before you make your declaration and choose the numerals. Oh my gosh.
How hard is it for everyone to follow the rules that I've set out?
Oh my gosh, the game is so simple. Do you guys really not understand it?
I have one pleasure in life.
This game is the only time I get to talk to anybody that isn't Miharu, and I still have to talk to Miharu.
That was my way of accepting his provocation. I elect numeral 3.
Very well. Do allow me to stress the importance of adhering to the rules, however.
What happens if you break the rules? Federico and I have elected Alan. Meanwhile, Miharu and Alan have elected Federico. All 4 of us face duplicate elections. This isn't a situation I had anticipated. I get that Federico wants to elect Alan, even if it means causing that situation, but I honestly didn't think he had all of his cards. I'm not sure why Alan wants to elect Federico when Miharu's already doing so either. This entire situation has me slightly bewildered. I can't see this being a tactic to make us back off. It should be clear at this point that I won't hesitate to earn election priority. What are you thinking?
Well. Quite the clash of wills we have tonight. Allow me to handle this all in order.
Sure, go ahead. Yo, Miharu, I ain't too fond of letting that asshole be the one to put the nail in my coffin. Still wish I could have spent a wild night with you, but hey, you'll at least be the one to put an end to this for me, won't you? Oh my god.
Ah! How many times must I tell you not to speak? I have a role to carry out. Jesus.
Federico ignores Parker's distress and tells Miharu that he's leaving it to her. What's more, Alan turns to speak to me. I share the same sentiment as him. I would be ashamed to call myself Amrita's brother if he were the one to eliminate me. Amrita is definitely not my regret.
I think everyone knows this point.
I clench my fist as I listen to his words. I finally understand his thought process. It's not a logical decision at all, but it's one I can understand.
Men are truly hopeless. Is that what you were hoping I'd say?
I ain't really into that sort of thing, but sure, that works. Yikes. I didn't expect you to think about things this way. It's in my nature as a brother. Which is all I will be at the moment. A brother?
Brother? Sure, yeah.
That's enough. I need you all to follow proper protocol.
She's such a stickler for the rules.
Yeah, and she's smiling like... Parka actually raises her voice at us. How unusual.
Come on!
Shut up!
There's no anger in her tone, though. If anything, I think she's excited. It's an abnormal situation, one where myriad emotions are all crossing paths.
Numeral 1 and 3 selection of numeral 12 shall be our first priority. As you know, revealing a personal card will allow you to obtain election priority. What will you do, numeral 1?
I'll reveal my name card. I'll reveal my regret. I close my eyes as Parka chides Federico for ignoring Protocol again. You must follow protocol! My actions are essentially throwing mud in his face after he helped me. But that's okay. What I'm about to do is through my own free will.
Yeah.
Of my own will. I'll reveal my cause of death then. I'm fresh out of cards to reveal, so I guess I'll let you have the right to eliminate him. I won the moment I gathered all 3 of his cards. Hell, I should thank you for giving me the final push I needed. So that's why. I finally understand his actions from last night. He must have learned about Amrita somehow. I never met her myself, but the similarities must be authentic if he is able to make the connection between me and her. Still, it doesn't feel right for him to thank me. I never did anything for him. He's the one who obtained the answer he was looking for on his own.
Very well. Up next is numeral 2 and 12 selection of numeral 3.
We never did have the pleasure of meeting face to face.
Indeed. You helped to bring her out though, didn't you? I owe you my thanks for that.
Spare me your gratitude. I'm sure you've been told that I'm not fond of such niceties.
I have every intention of earning election priority. What will you do?
I have 3 cards remaining, but the last I want is for him to haunt Amrita if I eliminate him. You may have the right. As for us, how does continuing our bout at a later time sound, Federico Carminati? Shh! That sure ain't gonna sit well with me. How about we just call it a win on both sides? No. Ah, come on.
No talking amongst each other. How many times must I repeat myself?
Is this in a chat room? This is a proper decorum.
You must follow protocol!
Parka halts the conversation for us. She's like, oh my god, these children! Next begins the process of bringing 2 lives to their end. Oof.
With that decided, numeral 1 and numeral 12, numeral 2 and numeral 3, allow me to proceed on with the election procedure.
The Court of Fate rumbles following her exclamation. I'm up first. My platform makes its way to the upper stratum, as does Alan's. Oh, man. We getting there.
Round 1. Fight.
Round 1. The clock of fate is turning.
Oh, revolve, oh clock of
Revolve, oh clock of fate. Revel 1. Numeral 1. Alan and I face one another upon completing our ascension. He remains silent, albeit with a peaceful expression. I already told you everything there is to say during that night. Yeah. His current silence compared to the night he's referring to says it all. The silence is soon disturbed by Parka.
Oh my, done chatting already? I must admit, I expected you to express some anguish over this, numeral 1.
Everyone has a surprising side to them, right? Indeed.
Oh, granted, I shan't complain about everything proceeding smoothly. Do begin your election, then.
I open up my card book as once she shuts her mouth. Wow, that's such a rude way to say.
Nobody likes Parka.
No, I like Parka.
Yeah.
Parka is probably my favorite character. Parka and Mao. My cards float out in response, despite the majority of them being useless now. His name is Alan Scorpion. He was killed with poison. If there is one thing I regret, it's not using my position to present you with a diamond that you would no doubt would never be able to afford. You being sarcastic now? To make up for it, allow me to teach you a magic phrase, one based on my belief that Amrita will become the next CEO. A time will come when you require such jewelry. This phrase will allow you to purchase some for a remarkably low price. He chuckles to himself before continuing. You wet the bed until you were 13 years old. Say this to her, and you'll be able to afford any jewelry you desire.
Wow.
That's messed up. Can't help but crack a smile. But now she's got an engagement ring. He cares for his sister far more than I imagined. An overprotective big brother through and through. To be honest, I'm a bit jealous. I must admit, being elected under these circumstances isn't too bad. Go on, finish your job. Yeah, his regret is his sister's future. Sister complex indeed, yeah. My fate begins to shine in response. My cards begin to shine in response, floating to the middle of the court of fate. Once there, the light engulfs the entire space. It's then that I hear his last words.
I'm hungry.
Don't forget, she wet the bed till she was 13. Then again, you've no need for jewelry when these eyes of yours shine brighter than any stone.
Wow.
Interesting choice of words. So he was a virgin. Until the day he died. The scenery switches to that of a hotel room. Alan was going through documents. Not just paper documents, but files stored on his laptop and tablet as well. Room service arrived shortly thereafter. It was coffee. Alan didn't normally partake, but his secretary recommended it if he needed a way to keep himself awake. They claimed the coffee here was especially good. He took a sip. Full body paralysis followed mere moments later. Trying to visit the girl that looked like his sister. That's a little weird. Only then did he notice just how many people have had to have worked together through their shared hatred of him. His time was short, however. He lacked the means to judge them for their decision. Only the outcome mattered. And how it was a fitting end for someone who had thrown so much away. But in his heart remained one regret. He hadn't seen his dear sister in half a year. Aww. A child could grow like a weed in that little time. If only he could have seen that growth, her baby steps toward adulthood. Wow.
It's rough, buddy.
My consciousness returns in what I'd guess was 5 minutes. I wasn't surprised by what I saw. It all made sense based on what Alan had told me. One question lingers in my mind, though. Why did no one see how kind he was? Do you see all of what I see?
Memories are beyond my realm of expertise, I'm afraid.
What's that supposed to mean?
Allow me to show you the cards in numeral 12's possession. Please consider which you'd like to obtain as you descend.
Wait a minute. My attempt to stop her is in vain as she has already disappeared. Following that, my platform begins its descent. Whoa, memories are beyond her comprehension? Is that what she said?
Her expertise.
Expertise. Oh.
Well, that makes sense since she's the goddess of fate, right?
Yeah. So she's all about the future. She doesn't know anything about the past. But the other person seemed to be talking about memories in Rinka's dream, so he's all about the past, yeah. Miharu looks her in the eye and nods. Words aren't needed between them now. Just body language.
Communicate with my body.
I'll communicate with my body. Her own platform begins to rise after this. Federico's follows suit. Ooh, do we get to see?
Ooh.
They face one another in the upper stratum. It's the first time they've done so since their last encounter in the real world. Federico is the one to break the silence. There's something I want to ask you.
What is it?
You a lesbian or something?
So direct. Wow.
Far as I can tell, you're in love with that squid. Squirt is one way to put it. That is not the question Miharu had anticipated. While she may have gotten angry under normal circumstances, being asked in such a blunt manner renders her completely speechless. Guess it doesn't matter when this is the end for me.
Do you make it a point to sour people's impressions of you whenever you leave?
Look at her, Angie. No need to feel embarrassed. Can't claim to understand why some people are gay, but ain't weird or anything to me.
I'm glad you're such an ally, Federico.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Ooh. Hell, I'd have taught you a technique or two if you'd said so earlier. Miharu responds to his joke with an icy stare. There's no animosity behind it, however, just her silly way of responding to his silly joke.
Is that all you wanted to ask?
Why, do feel free to talk for a bit longer if you so wish.
Tell me more about this lesbian thing.
What is this technique you're referring to? Does it involve fingers or tongue? or scissoring.
I know of all these. Miharu showed me.
I saw this through Miharu's eyes, but I don't know anything of memories.
Nah, I'm good. Nothing left to say, is there?
You're right.
Neither of them are surprised by Parka's sudden appearance. While somewhat displeased, she continues with the procedure.
Damn it. I gotta learn more about lesbian sex. Do select your cards then, numeral 2.
Whoa, she has her own
special. Has she not elected anyone before?
No, I don't think so. At least we haven't. I don't think we've seen this.
Oh, okay. Miharu opens her card book when prompted.
His name is Federico Carminati.
Oh yeah, this isn't about me, but there's one last thing I want to say.
I always want to speak during this.
I know. That beast of a woman never forgot how to enjoy life, even after all she'd been through. She even threw away an easy chance at survival to save me. But then I up and died anyway. My point is, well, just remember that people like us lived our lives the best we could. What's important is that you enjoy the ride, so don't you dare go killing yourself again, got it?
That's not what you say to a suicidal person.
Yeah.
He was crushed to death.
Parker said that she can change fate last time, so make sure to take advantage of that if you both you and the kiddo make it through to the end. Instead of Federico. Federico is so funny.
Oh my god.
Did you just think of that? Because that's genius. Let your desires take priority a bit more. Don't worry about your image. Your looks will keep you covered there.
His regret is success.
She bites her lip as she reads out his final card. You did? Oh, yay. She has no idea what emotions she's feeling right now. I don't know where I'm going after this place, but I'll pray that you two have a great relationship.
Aww.
Because you're lesbians. You lesbians. The Court of Fate is once again engulfed by light from Miharu's cards. It's bright. I don't like it.
Discord light mode.
Oh god, wait, is there a light mode for Discord?
There is.
Oh my god, that sounds horrible.
Yeah, it is.
The scenery of a sinking ship unfolds. Probably remind me of Slack or something. The ship's captain leapt toward him. Her body collided with his immediately after. The ship's components collapsed at the same time, crushing him underneath them. His resentment toward both his failure and something else accompanied his death. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. Sorry, but I don't need your prayers. If anything, that'll just make things worse.
There's no need to fool yourself, Miharu. I mean numeral 2. I mean what?
Stop it. You were only allowed to call me by name when I was your vessel.
Oh, she hasn't seen anything of what's going on now?
Yeah, right?
Oh.
This is the only time the two have been alone, right?
Oh, so it's not Parker's been in my head this whole time. It's she's not living rent free. She now has to wait a week.
I guess she hasn't been for the past 10 weeks
for the past couple weeks, yeah.
Is that so?
Wait a minute. Your only method of observing the real world up until divine selection was through me, wasn't it? In that case, how have you been keeping tabs on it up until now?
Your friend's waiting below. Bye!
Miharu's platform begins to move after Parker ignores her question. It helps her to realize something, though. She's getting ever closer to an answer.
Don't worry. I can see everything through the television. There's something called YouTube.
What were you about to say?
This wonderful new invention. The iPhone.
I've been FaceTiming you this whole time.
Miharu returns from the upper stratum alone. Her platform settles on next to mine once more. Thus, only us and Parker remain in the Court of Fate. So, like, if this is the clock, is this 1 o'clock? Or is this 1 o'clock?
No, that's 1 o'clock.
And so it's 4 o'clock right now?
It's... Oh. Yeah, I guess so. It's a weird perspective thing.
Yeah. So that means that Rinko would stand here, Miharu would stand here, etc., etc., etc.
I mean, I guess any one of them could be 12 o'clock.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Maybe it depends on the lighting.
I'm not actually watching through you, but there is a wonderful pair of lesbians somehow watching your life right now.
She's just watching her stream.
She's watching through us?
Wow. Hi, Parka.
Oh well.
Thus, only us and Parker remain in the court of fate. I was doing the Parker voice. Whoops. The seemingly endless space somehow feels even bigger now.
Well done. Have you decided which card to take?
I don't think it matters.
Not like anything's worth it. Maybe I'll take numeral 6's name card. It belongs to the woman Alan eliminated on the first night. I never met her, but learning her name should allow me to remember her.
I'll take a page out of Rinka's book and have numeral 7's name then.
What? This guy? Oh.
Oh.
Ro Shang Ho.
Oh, Chan Ho.
And she was,
Chan.
Chan Chan.
She sucked.
Oh, yeah, she Chan Chan. She sucked at this name. She did suck at this game. She must have understood what I was going for. That name belonged to the man Odette eliminated on the second night. I'll ask her about it later. That way I'll finally know the names of all 12 participants. I'll be able to remember every last one of them.
Oh, I see that the cards are useless to you two at this point.
Maybe, maybe not.
Can you end it already? I want to get some proper rest.
Yes, very well.
Parker gives an apathetic response after returning to the center of the Court of Fate.
Tonight's session resulted in 2 eliminations. I bid you farewell for now.
I might not like her, but I can't deny how pleasant her voice sounds.
Yay! Your voice is so pleasant.
Divine selection. It won't be long before this cruel ritual is finally over. Wow. 10th week's election concludes.
Wow. It's already midnight. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. I guess we finish next week?
I guess so.
Oh, we won't
Why
be...
is the sound the music so eerie though?
Oh no. Morning.
Morning.
Ohio. Gozaimasu. I don't want to load. I want to save. Oopsie. Fates that did not intertwine.
What?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. So, what do you want to do? How long has it been since you started the game? So, game time-wise, we've apparently had the game open at some point for 52 hours total.
Yeah.
Across the many weeks that we've been playing.
And again, how long to beat says this game should be beaten in
13 hours. Yeah, so we've very much gone past 4 times, but actually not very much. We're about
exactly 4 times.
We're exactly 4 times longer than it expected.
Which
to
is
take.
kind of our usual pace. Honestly.
I think that's right. Yeah. And then when did we do the first stream ever of this? I think it was like 2022, right? Maybe 2021.
2 years ago, I'm pretty
sure. It was like over 2 years ago, and then we took a long break, and then we played other games, and then we came back to this.
And then we played once in 2023.
Yeah. And then
once earlier in 2024.
Yeah, and then we went from 2024 until like now. We've been playing for the past couple of weeks. Yeah, few weeks. Like 4 weeks or something like that.
Yeah, it's hard to remember what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, we remember that he punched babies. It reminds us every once in a while of what was happening.
Yeah.
Remember, yeah.
It's easy enough to follow along. Plus, it has like a nice summary in the main menu.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
It helps you pick up where you left off.
Yeah. So, we will pick it up again next time. Are we going to be here next weekend?
Oh. No. Right? So 2 weeks from now?
I guess so. Yeah, so probably 2 weeks from now, because I don't think we'll be here next weekend. Yeah, I think we're going to be out of town next weekend. But we can definitely finish soon.
Hopefully.
And yeah.
Want to see what happens.
I also want to see what happens. Thanks for the stream. Wow, thanks for staying up with us, Pentingio, even if it's a game you don't particularly like. It is a crazy game. Maybe we can, I don't know, maybe we can try to finish it this weekend. It seems like there's not that much left. But I mean, I've been burned before by visual novels.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Did I ever tell you when I played Nurse Love Addiction for like the first time?
You got a bad end?
I did get a bad end, but okay, so I thought the game was like coming to an end. And then I was like, oh, great, I can finish this. It was like, 11 or something at the time. And I'm always down for bad media with company, awesome. So it was like 11 at the time. And then I was like, okay, I could just, finish and then be asleep by midnight. And then it had a twist in it that made it last. And I couldn't put it down because I needed to know what happened. So I didn't sleep until like 4 a.m.
Oh my god.
And I had like work the next day and I was like, oh my god, what is going on? So yeah, I was kind of like held up by that visual novel. But yeah, shall we find somebody to raid?
Yeah.
Who shall we raid?
Oh no, Parka's raiding.
Oh no.
I think Parka would make a great VTuber though. I like the VTuber concept.
Revolver clock of fate. It's like, did I do well?
Board Goddess plays
Board Goddess
video games.
Yeah, totally.
Someone stream.
Who is streaming right now? Nobody I know.
I mean, we could just sign off.
I guess we could just sign off then. Okay. I've been following the raids to new streamers. Oh,
sorry to end.
I know we're like
raid train.
Yeah, we're terrible people by ending the raid train.
We don't watch anyone around this time.
Yeah.
Hard thing about raiding. It's
kind of hard to find somebody without vetting them ahead of time. It's like we've definitely I've definitely raided randoms before, and then I go and
it didn't work.
Yeah, either like they have like. You have to have follower chat on for you have to be following for over a day or something like that. Yeah. It's like I've been on Twitch for so long. Oh, there you go. All right, well, we'll just wrap it up there. And thank you again, everybody, for the follows, for the raids, for the biddies, for the subs.
Thank you.
Appreciate it a lot. And thanks again for the stream. Yay!
Thank you guys for coming.
And maybe I'll play some Star Wars Outlaws tomorrow. Either way, if I do, it will probably come from a tweet that is like 5 minutes before the stream starts.
Yes, so make sure you're following the Twitters.
Yeah. I usually post on Twitter, but it also comes up in the Discord. So if you join the Discord, it'll also show up there. So yeah, cool. So we'll see you next time. You have anything to say, Tori?
No, but thanks for coming.
Okay, thanks for coming. 3 for me, but it's like night for you too. So yeah. Good night for us, and we will send you off in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bye.